Alright. Hello. Hello. Alright, we're doing more boat game. I've been looking forward to this. I've been really in the mood to play more of this. Right, Freaks, welcome for joining. I'm gonna go with Freaks for now, if that's okay with you. Otherwise, I'm not sure what you would prefer. I can also go with Gone or Gone Freaks if you prefer the full address, basically. Anyway, so where were we? We were running pretty low on things to immediately check out. We're looking for two important... Gone is fine, doesn't matter. Alright, I'll try to remember Gone. So. We had a memory down here that was kind of useful. There's a lot of people lollygagging that way around here. Let's see if one of them is the one we're looking for. So, we're still looking for some guy with a tattoo on his right arm. Is that yours? Don't think so. I should probably also check out the memory where I got that from again. So here's my current plan of attack. I think we're gonna check out what we have right up here, like what's available right now. Is the game louder than normal? It feels a bit loud to me. Let me tab out and check something. Should be the same as normal. Never mind. Anyway, so my plan is we're gonna try to find what we're looking for now. The carpenter can be you anyway. And then afterwards, if all else fails, we'll just end up going through all the memories again with more of an idea of what exactly we're looking for. Because some of these memories we've only seen like once or maybe twice, but at the start of the game we didn't really know what to look out for, like what's gonna be relevant, what's gonna be interesting. This is where your ass got his head smashed. Let's check that out instead. Yeah, I noticed the tattoo thing pretty late. So I probably missed plenty of opportunities to find them. Again, shouldn't be you anyway, because you two have been identified fairly easily and you probably sleep elsewhere. Having a brief look around. Doesn't look like it's anything here. Let's hop back in here. Right, so let me give you a quick overview of where we are. Also might help me figure shit out. So, we have a bunch of people already, but not all of them. We've identified these three correctly. I have an assumption about who these two are, but I haven't confirmed it yet. Also, I don't know their actual fates yet, so I can't confirm that easily. Yes, I think so. The sleeping, like the tags on the hammocks, I noticed those at some point, so we know, I think it was number 36, 39. I'll figure it out eventually. So that's probably whom's that is. Then we have this guy. Like, this is still one of my major mysteries. I have no idea who this is. I just clicked on this because I don't know. There's this one memory about this lad here, who we have confirmed, yelling about his Frenchman, and someone else is like, your mate got torn apart. And there's only one Frenchman here, which is this guy. There's someone from Sierra Leone down here, Leona, who we thought that might be like French or a French colony or something. But basically there's only one Frenchman, and I don't know whomst, where, or housed, basically. The only one that gets torn apart by the Kraken is this guy, but he doesn't really seem like the bosun's mate very much. He seems like a top man. Also, like, you'd think this guy would be easier to identify because of all the tattoos, but it has no one really helping me at all. So anyway, that's an issue. I'm not entirely certain about these, the surgeon and the surgeon's mate. I mean, we could switch them around again just for fun. But yeah, not entirely sure about these two. I had reason to believe that it was this way around, didn't I? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, these are what I presume to be the surgeons. But apparently not, because those are fairly obvious fates. Like, both of these people died in fairly obvious ways, so... Again, we'll go through these memories again once we run out of things to do. We got some people figured out here. We don't know who the butcher is. I had an assumption for a while there's this guy, but it didn't really end up working out too well. Another thing that we're struggling with very heavily is the whole is alive somewhere, like figuring out where they ended up actually going. I looked at the map and I just assumed they went to the nearest island. Alright, dog. Welcome, welcome. But this whole alive somewhere thing isn't really working out because we have tagged a couple of people this way, and none of them have been ever confirmed, so we're probably getting something wrong about that. Gunner's mate, still unsure about that one. We've been guessing pretty heavily, like we've just been clicking on random, well not quite as bad, but like clicking on a few different people. I forgot who this guy was. Oh yeah, these two are some of my biggest mysteries still. I cannot figure out which role this guy is. He looks fancy, so I'm assuming he's an officer of some variety, but again, no clue. We haven't gotten that many officer slots available yet, or anymore rather. I guess maybe I'm being fucking stupid, actually. Maybe it's one of the mates, you know? Let me think about that for a second. What if... Yeah, he has a mate's hat, doesn't he? That's actually so obvious. It's one of the mates. And then you're the steward of one of the mates, and one of you guys is wrong. Well, that would be you then. Or maybe you're not even his steward or whatever. Huh. Yeah, I must have misinterpreted one of these guys. Okay, I need to check that out again, where these people appear. That would solve a lot of my issues, I think, if I could figure out the right, like who that fucker is, because he appears a lot, and that would give me a lot of information. We have all the Formosans done. We have, well, we don't know who of the two ladies is whom, because the whole alive somewhere thing isn't really working out in my favor. They hopped into a boat, and I guess they got away, but where to? Who knows? I can't figure that out. We'll figure it out eventually, I hope. This guy got apprehended. I'm guessing his fate will be shown in the bargain chapter. Then we have fourth mate steward, shotgun unknown. I don't remember what that looked like. Oh yeah, we have two of the three midshipmen. This guy we know that he got killed by the fourth, or by the guy I thought was the fourth mate, who probably isn't actually the fourth mate. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. I need to figure this out, really. Yeah, if I can correctly identify that guy, life would be a lot easier. Anyway, what else do we have? We're still missing a lot of these generic topmen and a lot of these seamen. This is probably gonna be what's doing me in the most. Actually, we have figured some of them out, don't we? We figured this guy out by his special curved sword that he was using. Yeah, that's actually so obvious that I just got one of the mates wrong. They're wearing a different hat as well. It's so clear. I don't know why I didn't understand that earlier. I thought he was the fourth mate for some reason, because I thought all the mates would just be together here. But no, this is the last guy that has that hat. So you're probably just the gunners. Where is he? Gunner's mate. There. Maybe. Probably not. Who knows? Anyway, you're not the mate. You're probably the fourth mate, yeah? So let's try this. Okay, that's probably wrong, because if that was correct, then we'd probably be fine. I have seen all the chapters except for the bargain chapter. I haven't returned from the boat yet, so We're still on the boat, we're still trying to sort this shit. I don't know, I'm assuming leaving the boat is the point of no return, and afterwards we're gonna get the chapter, and I'm going to assume that we want to have identified and, like, solved as much as humanly possible, because it might not let us go back and check the memories again. So I'm gonna just work under the assumption that there's gonna be some stuff that I can't find in the bargain chapter, or that I can't find until I do the bargain chapter thing. And that I'll just have to assume, okay, I don't know what happened to this guy. This is a good example here. This guy, the Captain Stewart Phildahl, we have identified this guy. It's like 99% confidence, I think. I'm like very, very certain that it's this guy. And he gets tossed into the, I forgot what it's called, with the monsters or something, and then he disappears, but not in the actual chapter. He's not listed as a disappearance. He just disappears between, I think, chapter 7 and chapter 9 or whatever it is. And likely, Lazarus, there you go, time. Likely he just has his fate decided in this bargain chapter, which would also make sense, because like that's where some of the interesting plot stuff happens again. But yeah, we need to figure out whom's the fuck these guys are. Let's assume that all of the ones with these fucking fancy hats are the maids, so you would be one of the 4 maids. We have identified 2 out of 4 maids. Oops. Which would leave Martin, Parrott, and John Davies. I think both of these are yelled at with, like, by name somewhere, so let's try to figure this out. It was in this memory as well, wasn't it, actually? Why did I jump here? I'm fucking stupid. Oh god, which of the ones is this again as well? Is it an escape? No, it's not an escape, is it? It might actually be. No, let's just...
What madness is this? 20 years my steward has never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those ungodly beasts carry a curse. Draw back your doom with all.
Yeah, so this guy's death here. Which fucking... I am too dumb to navigate the book right now. Which chapter are we in? That's before the Kraken, actually. I'm stupid. It's, over here. Somewhere. Isn't it? Am I dumb? No, this must be way before. Oh, it's an unholy captors, right. This is where the thing falls over and this guy dies, and then you die somehow. We don't know how he dies. We last see him try to carry, or we last see him carry something down the stairs, and then someone dies, and then next we see his leg in this corner and the rest of his body in the opposite corner. Like, something weird happens, so I'm assuming he fell down the stairs in some variety. Alright, 18 others were present. This guy is not present, interesting, because, like, the reason I want to figure this out, we have the dialogue here, and this ends with, all's fine, John, been worse spots, I think, where's the rest of his leg? So someone named John is being addressed here. Yeah, how you start the memory by interacting with the rest of his leg. Like, if we go out and, whatever, we'll see his leg bone and his, shoe or whatever the fuck it is. Like, there's his leg with his shoe, and this is the corner that we start this in. But we end up on this side, by these stairs, when we have the actual memory going.
Keep pressure here.
I mean, it's not that important, I don't think. Well, I'm saying that not knowing how exactly he died, so maybe it is really important, I don't fucking know. Anyway, so someone is talked to by the name of John. We have you over here, who we don't know who you are. I labeled you the 4th mate, maybe because of the scene. Did we call you... No, you're Martin, and we called you John, because we have a John among the mates. Yeah, John Davies is the 4th mate. So someone here is being called John, and that must be the 4th mate. You're the captain. You're not that guy. You're just helping hauling him away. You, I assume, are the steward, because like in this dialogue, the captain said like 20 years my steward, never a doubt on your sanity or whatever. Yeah, and then this guy, I labeled you... No, wait, fuck, who? Oh, maybe I just got this wrong. Anyway, someone is being addressed as John here, and I think neither of the people in question for me are even present, yeah? Yeah, this guy's confirmed. Anything that's like, if you compare the font here, this is like the typesetting thingy, and this is, here. This is the I scribbled this in myself sort of thing. Fuck, who else is present in this scene? Because that way we can figure out that one of these people must be John. This guy is present, Martin Parrott. So that would be the fourth mate then, right? That must be it. Where is he? Not you, because you're wearing the wrong hat. I'll try my best to figure it out. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of me just being like dumbfounded and like stumped a little bit. That's gonna be occurring a lot in this chapter, I reckon. We don't know who the fuck you are, even though you're probably not that hard to figure out. I just must have missed it somehow. You're the steward of one of these lads. You're who I presume to have been the surgeon, because there's so many situations where you're hanging out with the bleeding out and dying people. 1 second. Sorry about that. Well, I hope to find out most of the things legit. We've had like 1 or so instances of having guessed something, but I'm trying to avoid it if I can. Oh, there you are. Oh, that would be quite the distance to you, though. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, logically speaking, in this sort of official scene here, like, this is, by the way, I said this earlier before you arrived, probably. This is the thing that has been, like, there's an obvious clue on this picture that says this guy is not the fourth mate, and it's very obviously his outfit and his hat, right? Like, he obviously is wearing a different hat and a different outfit, and this guy who I just couldn't place is obviously wearing the same outfit and same hat as the other mates. So I'm guessing pretty thoroughly at this point that this is the fourth mate, or the third mate, but it's definitely not this guy, because this guy is looking very differently. So that's currently my assumption anyway, that we, like, this one officer that I couldn't figure out, all's fine, John, been in worse spots, I think. And then different sentence, where's the rest of his leg? But yeah, since you're the only one present, we don't know, maybe you're... Like, we also don't know whose voice this is. It could well be someone speaking up here. I can't identify these voices very well. But yeah, I'm gonna call you John now. Enjoy. So you're gonna be John Davies for now. And then I have another scene that would lend itself to being, like, useful for this. The mates of which word forwards, what? Oops. Keep autopiloting to the wrong picture. I think everyone but the first mate and the captain wear theirs forwards. Like 1, 2, we have 3 people wearing them forwards and like 2 people wearing them flat ways. Yeah. So, whom's knows? We need to go to the Kraken attack thing. I want to go back to Abigail's death, because that's where she says, Martin, where's my husband? And that way we can figure out who Martin is. If the guy with the weird hat, who I assume now is one of the other mates, is present, then it's very likely that he's Martin. So I thought you were Martin, because you're a mate and you're here. But I think we know who you are, right? Or is this the one that we're puzzled about? I mean, that's a really good clue that this guy is Martin. He's right next to her, yet she yells out for Martin, and the other guy isn't even here. Yeah, this guy isn't even present. This must be Martin then, right? But who's John? This guy over here as well. Man, I'm stupid. I wish I wasn't quite this stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, but that doesn't work because the guy who I just labeled as Martin isn't present in the other scene. Like, it doesn't quite line up either way. I mean, we could argue, although that would be pretty mean, I think. We could argue that she is just yelling for Martin. Martin isn't actually here. She's yelling for either Martin or for the captain. Martin, where's the captain? If you lost your mind, get back inside. I want my husband. Where is he? He's below deck. Come here. And then she got smacked and he survives. This must be Martin. There is absolutely no doubt, looking at the scene, that you are Martin. What's his face? Martin Parrot. Yeah, absolutely no way that that isn't true. Which in turn leaves you unknown again. You're not in the room when they talk to John, so you're probably not John, but I'm gonna label you as John for now anyway, because what else am I gonna do? And the other two mates are set in stone. Like, there's no, I don't know. Unless someone on the fucking picture is cosplaying and isn't actually wearing their, like, uniform, I don't understand. While we're here, let's have a quick look at these guys' arms. We did this before, but I might be blind. I have a habit of being blind. The one upside of no longer labeling this guy as the fourth mate is that we can now start thinking about who this guy is. Yeah, don't say it. Please contain yourself. But yeah, so now that we don't think this guy is the fourth mate anymore, we can now assume that he's probably the gunner's mate because he's hanging out right here next to the gunner. Or at least any other, like, somewhat higher ranking officer. Like, that sort of hat looks like the sort of hat you might have as a gunner's mate, right? So at least that's something to work with. I'm gonna assume, though, still that this guy is the fourth mate steward because he's still... he's with the other stewards and they all have the same uniform. Like, we have 3 stewards here, they all look like they're wearing the exact same clothes, so you must be the fourth steward. And that's pretty much set in stone. Where did you die? Let's look at you again. Oh, you're dying fighting one of the crabs. Oh yeah, you're bleeding out behind the thing there. Where else do you hang out? Maybe we see you hang out with your mate before shit goes to absolute hell. Distracted by beast's tail. Which of these mates are present? All of them except you, so that's not that helpful. Where else do you hang out? A bitter cold. Wait, who am I looking at? I thought I was looking at this guy. Who am I looking at? Shit. Doesn't even highlight who is bookmarked, right? Oh no, this guy. Wait, why am I on this guy? I don't want to highlight this guy. Ugh, terrible. I wanted to highlight... what's his face? Come on, brain. Crew picture. This guy is who we're looking for. I want to highlight your memories. Alright, let's see. You get smacked by the beast's tail. Oh yeah, you're right. You're the guy holding him in this scene. That doesn't really help me at all, though, does it? Also, it's pretty hard to make proper deductions about who's hanging out with whom here, because the, like, as soon as shit hits the fan, you may as well assume that people kind of start functioning with other people rather than maintaining, like, rank and order and whatever. So, I don't think that's too good of a thing anyway to assume. There was something else here, actually, about you. Doomst took his life. Let's see, Abigail, your brother, my friend. I shot him dead. I'll be with you soon, my love. Please forgive me for everything. So, Abigail has a brother. We don't know her actual or her old last name because she married what's-his-face, but maybe Hoscott is her old family name. And maybe we can figure out... William Hoscott. Oh, okay, so this... It's actually just the first mate. Fuck, that's not super helpful. I thought I had a fun clue. I heard this yesterday. I was listening to my... like, I was rewatching the first part of this on the side, and I noticed that the captain talks about, I shot your brother, and I was like, oh fuck, we can maybe use this to figure something out, but nope, that's not helpful at all. Because we already have identified this guy. Fuck. I don't think any of these had anything super interesting to say. Like, by the time this is going down, things have been pretty heavily decided. I think we don't know who you are. Like, one of these people... Nope, that's the first mate, Henry Brennan. This guy, we don't know who you are. You survived quite a while, huh? And then this guy shoots himself, fair enough. I don't know why I guessed that this guy's the butcher, by the way. I don't really have any major clues to go about. We tried looking at that memory where they slaughter the cow. Let's see. Isn't that here? Is that in the Bitter Cold? It is. So we have 10 people present. You are present, so that will work out. 3 midshipmen were present. These guys are hanging out by their door as normal. We figured 2 of these out. There's no way these aren't the surgeon and the surgeon's mate, right? Although, wouldn't the surgeon be maybe on this floor? Like in this picture? Isn't the surgeon like kind of an important mate on a ship like this? Let's see, how high up are you in the list of people? I'm doing this in the stupid way again, where I'm trying to pull on too many strings at once, and I can't even remember really what's going on, when and where and why and how. So I should probably try not to do that as much. That's the Dane. Actually, let's go into your memory for a second and see. I think we figured most of this out. You're holding your books there, which has always led me to believe that you're the purser. And we just can't decide your fate because we don't know where you end up alive in. I always want to say the Canaries, but that's not been true a single time, so... Or at least it hasn't been confirmed a single time. Like, this is in this spot here. Is that an island as well? But what's that called?
You killed my
fuck, where am I? What am I doing? Alive. This you can spoil, by the way. If you, not, like, exactly what I'm supposed to click on here, but rather the, like, if, like, the specific question, for example, that I had here about, Madeira, is that this island here? Is that, what is that called? Is that, like, the, I don't know, it's probably not the East or West Indies, is it? But is this, like, called Africa, or how would the would that be labeled geographically? Yeah, I don't know. It's Azores, Canary Islands, or like this bit here. This looks like it might be the closest one. This also is pretty close.
That was an accident. No probe.
But either way, have to go pretty far for this one. Either way, I'm pretty confident that this is the purser, not cursor, and they're alive somewhere. Probably not in the Middle East, that doesn't fit at all. UK, if we assume they went home, sure, why not? Cape Verde, whatever, I have no idea. But yeah, this is like irritating me because I don't know like what to click on here. None of these make much sense to me personally. Anyway, do we see any other people around? No, this is a very limited little scene here. Alright, I'm gonna do something that's probably gonna be a little bit annoying, but I'm going to try and go back through pretty much everything that we have with a set of eyes that vaguely knows what to look for in this game now. Like, looking for the kind of clues that might appear and for the kind of people that we're looking for, so enjoy as we hop through all of the memories again. First one we have is Stowaway Lad over here. Well, they only get confirmed in triplets. And we don't know if the names are right for sure either. Also, I don't want to trial and error it. Any tattooed bloke? You're that guy's brother, we've identified you already. You're the stowaway, no one really cares so much about you. You're the carpenter, we know this for sure. Oh yeah, you were right here, he says on that boat, I was right there. While they were loading the thing, he saw there was an accident. He goes, this is the Dane, and he gets blamed by this man's brother, and then he gets clubbed. Like, we even know the motive for that kill, isn't that lovely? Who are you? Do we know who you are? We do know who you are, fair enough. Good, good. I don't know who you are, but the book knows, and the book's all that matters. Alright, that's basically all I got. So anyone, like, it's kind of mean, but anyone that doesn't know what they're talking about, feel free to, like, puzzle along like Mambango is doing. I am very fine with people doing that and us figuring this out together. It's just, unfortunately, for anyone that actually knows, it's less, hey, let's puzzle this out, and more like, hey, I'll tell you what's going on. So let's, like, try not to do that, but other than that, feel free to do some thinking and guessing of your own. The other carpenter. Yeah, this is the exact same and exact moment because I died simultaneously, so I'll probably not see anything here that we didn't see on the first one. I guess I should look at the dialogue as well. I'm assuming, and I'm kind of afraid of it because I've just been sort of ignoring the voices for the most part, but I'm kind of assuming that at some point we're gonna have to deal with the fact that they have different voices and different accents and shit, and the game might get to the point where it wants me to pay attention to those being a thing. Are you the first guy that dies? I think so. No, you're the second guy, fuck. You must be the surgeon, actually. Not sure if the alive on the Canary Islands part is true, but I'm just gonna guess that you're the surgeon. Because you're, like, in the surgeon's office, sitting next to the deceased man and explaining to this guy, who we know as Martin what's-his-face. And then you're probably the surgeon's mate. And then this guy up here, we're gonna call the butcher. Yes! Ah, easy game. Alright, cool, finally. Progress. Okay, so you're the butcher. Get fucked, idiot. Surgeon's mate was decapitated there. And then you were clubbed by... Oh, the fourth mate is confirmed. Okay. So that was John. So someone was saying, it's alright, John, we've been in worse shit. Even though John was not present. What is wrong with you? Yeah, just talking to myself, my imaginary friend John. Yeah, this confirms you as the fourth mate. What the shit? Ugh. Well, to be fair, the surgeon's mate is also... Wait, is that not an apron? Like, from this picture, I always assumed this was also, like, an apron. Like, look, he has this little skirt thingy here. I thought this was the same outfit from this picture. Like, look at this. Because of the way his hand is here and the musician's hand is in the way, it looks like he has a fucking skirt on as well. Or not a skirt, but like a... an apron on as well. So I thought they were basically the same outfit. That was one of my main reasons why I thought this is 1 and 2. Or 2 and 1. Or 1 and 2, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right? When it comes to spoiling, there are degrees to that sort of shit. As dumb as that sounds. I believe you can reasonably make an argument that any sort of comment, even from someone that doesn't know what they're talking about, is kind of spoiling. Not in the truest sense of, oh, I'm telling you what's going to happen, but spoiling the puzzling aspect of it. So even if, like, let's just, not that this is true, but like, for example, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I don't know what this is about, and then, like, Gon says, oh, I won't spoil anything, then I could possibly say, oh, if you say that, that means there's probably a clue here that I'm missing, so I am now taking this, and so on and so forth, as a hint that I'm missing out on something. So, again, I'm not saying that I'm that anal about it. I'm not saying you can't say that sort of shit. I'm fine with you saying that sort of shit. No. I'm just posing a theoretical example of how you could interpret things like that as spoilers. And thus, even guesses, in essence, are kind of spoiling, because if you notice something that I'm not noticing, or your train of thought leads me to somewhere that I didn't think about initially, that takes, to an extent, away from the puzzle aspect. So if someone is really anal about puzzles, really wants to, or not just puzzles, but like about games in general, really wants to only experience it by himself as though he's playing it completely alone and isolated and everyone else gets to just passively enjoy it, I could see someone making an argument that even your guesses or whatever are simply spoiling attempts, or just are still actively spoiling, even on a mechanical level. Like, I've had a streamer I watch is really bad about that sort of thing. Like, they hate, like, you basically aren't supposed to talk about the game, is the easiest rule to follow, if they're doing, like, a single-player game that could be spoiled in any way. Because even on a mechanical level, you couldn't feasibly, like, ruin someone's fun a little bit. So, for example, they were playing Subnautica, and one of their friends comes in, and thankfully it was their friend, otherwise I probably would have gotten flamed a bit harder. But like, one of their friends comes in and says, hey chat, has he found the thing yet? And first of all, if you know the game, it doesn't really make much sense to just say the thing. Which specific thing could he be talking about in Subnautica, right? Like, oh, has he found the wreck yet? Has he found a Leviathan? Like, ooh, what's he talking about? But the streamer makes the point, and I think it's a reasonable point, that by saying that, I now know that there is a thing to be found, and everything I do find will be, oh, is this the thing they're talking about? Is this interesting enough to be the thing? Is this, like, good enough? Or, like, is the thing still coming? Have I now found it? Like, you kind of change someone's perception of the game by even just saying, has he found the thing yet? Because you're implying there's a thing to find, and you're now making this guy wonder every time, have they found it yet? Is this the thing in question or whatever? So, in general, I always err on the side of very heavy caution when it comes to spoilers like that, or to talking about a game in a spoiler-free zone like that, because every single person has to kind of decide for themselves what they like what they think is the right amount of information to be given. If someone says, I don't want to know anything, including mechanics or whatever, I'm perfectly fine with that. Even like joke shit, like, has he found the thing yet, lol, as a joke. I would not make that sort of joke in that sort of context, because clearly that guy cares very heavily about all sorts of minor shit. Whereas a lot of people say, oh, don't spoil story, but tell me about mechanics if you want, because they think that doesn't matter. But to me, discovering mechanics is also really interesting. Going back to Subnautica, if you are told, hey, there's going to be the prawn suit and it's gonna be awesome, it has this thing and that thing and whatever, that's not story spoilers, but it spoils your discovery and your, oh my god, that's awesome, I didn't think that was gonna be possible in this game sort of thing. So it's basically just a mess. I don't know. For me, for this game, I would say, generally speaking, if you don't know what you're talking about and you're just puzzling along, I'll gladly take anyone wanting to puzzle along and throw in their own thoughts or whatever. That's fine with me. I just don't want people that know to tell me the solution, whether it's hinting at the solution or whatever, or like pointing me in the right direction, unless I explicitly ask about sort of spoilers. But yeah, anyway, it's not super important to what's been going on. Like, you guys have been absolutely fine. There's nothing weird happening, so I'm just saying off, yes. Going off on this tangent. Because I think it's interesting and relevant to talk about, right? Because first of all, we're playing a game that I would really like not to have spoiled. And second, I'm gonna be streaming other shit at some point, right? So, like, knowing my stance on this and explaining why I think something could or could not be spoilers is probably gonna be long-term relevant anyway. So that's why, or where I'm coming from. Like, if, like, when Mamango is playing, like, Dark Souls or whatever, and I explicitly don't mention shit or whatever, or I really don't help out, or I just go, who knows, smiley face, in the most ambiguous and useless way possible, it's not just because I'm kind of sadistic and want you to suffer or whatever. It's because I don't 100% know what you would like to hear, and you don't know either, which is what makes that so awkward. You can't know in advance if a spoiler that you're about to hear will actually affect your playthrough and your experience of the game or not, which is why that's such a massive gray zone, and why some people, in my opinion understandably, do the blanket, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, just don't talk about the game sort of approach, you know? But yeah. Anyway, let's get off that tangent for a second. What are we doing? We're going through the memories. We're going to chapter 2 now, A Bitter Cold. Who's the first guy? What dies here? You. Where do I find your body? Oh, in front of the surgeon's place. I was in the right spot, just kinda wrong. Oh, it's this guy, I think. All wrapped up. Yep, there he is. Yeah, but the reason I'm posting the fucking stupid smiley face as a response so much, especially during the Outer Wilds playthrough, is because at that point, if I just say it often enough, it stops meaning anything. Because if you just say, maybe, haha, if you just say that every now and then it does, to an extent, still steer you in one of two directions in that regard. But if I just say that all the fucking time to everything, or I just randomly post a stupid smiley in the chat, even though nothing weird is happening, that's not fucking with you, but it's also not changing your perception of the game at that point. It's just, Cube's posting weird shit again. So, like, in that regard, I think doing that sort of thing enough to where it, like, you can, like, not affect people is probably also helpful. This is the very important memory, because there's probably at least 2 more things that I can learn from here. Where is arm mate? Wasn't it here somewhere? Yeah, and I think it's not just, oh, we fucked with you because haha, we wanna fuck with you, but also because it's, if we fuck with you enough, then you stop taking what we say as vague hints or interpret it as, oh, we're trying to steer you away from something or guide you in the right direction or some shit. If we just say enough stupid shit, then you stop taking anything we say as any sort of information, and that's exactly what I wanted for something like Outer Wilds. So I think that's kind of the more interesting point there. Anyway, it's number 37. I had that wrong. I had 36 and 39 in my head, so both of those were wrong. It's 37. Let's try to keep that in mind. And I think there was one guy here who had like noticeably striped socks or something. I think that's what we found on one of these guys. I'm trying to find him again though. It's not working out too well. Maybe that was just the graphics being weird because I cannot find this guy again. With his weird striped socks. Nay socks. Nay socks. At least not tall enough. We are in the pixel dimension. Jesus, this is certainly a spot to stand in, huh? I'm sure DK would be dying right now if he was watching. I could have sworn there was a guy here that had like striped socks or something and I was like, oh, that's one thing we can watch out for. But either I'm being fucking blind and I can't find him again, or I just misinterpreted the weird graphics. Why can't I walk into this box here? That's probably unintended. Shit game reported. Oh yeah, you. I think I interpreted this as like striped socks on number 39, that's where I got that from. It's one of the Chinese people. Speaking of, let's just for the sake of argument assume that they are gonna stick with their way of having everyone of the same nationality hang around together. So we are looking at seamen, most likely. No, we're looking at topmen. There's no seamen what are from China. So there's 4 Chinese topmen here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that alone is already weird. This is 39. 39 would be Zhejiang. See if we can find your silly socks on this picture. Could be this guy, although it does look more like exposed legs rather than long striped socks. You're not wearing socks. Probably not you. You don't look very Chinese, no offense. Yeah, I probably can't tell from this picture specifically. Okay, so 39 for weird socks, which probably isn't as big of a clue as I'm taking it to be. And then we have Arms Mate hanging out over here, who is number 37. What else? So we have our group of Russians hanging out over here. You are confirmed, one of these people, you're confirmed the other one, and I'm assuming you're the last Russian on board then, and I've labeled you as such. But we haven't confirmed your ass yet, even though we... Oh, we don't know which of these ladies shot you, actually. So it could have been either Emily Jackson or Miss Jane Bird, so that's probably why we can't confirm you just yet. You didn't get confirmed before with the other one, so I'm gonna switch over to the other one. So that's kind of cheaty, but what can you do? Anyway, let's leave this memory. I think we've seen enough here. But yeah, I'm the kind of guy, if, for example, a new Souls game or something comes out, I'll just completely avoid everything, all trailers, all media. I want to be completely surprised by anything that might come up naturally. I don't want to hear about what new mechanics are in or whatever. I honestly would have preferred not knowing that Elden Ring had a horse that you ride around on. That sort of level of, I don't want to know. Because, oh, I suddenly have a horse and I can run around. Neat would be a fun little mechanically interesting, or maybe not mechanically interesting, but like mechanical based discovery, if you will. So even in that regard, on that low of a level, I think spoilers are kind of annoying. That's not to say if I stream something and someone tells me, hey, there's a thing coming, then I'll be anal about that, because I mean, I am streaming. I understand that if I stream something, that's gonna happen sometimes, so I'm not upset about it, but it is what it is. Right, let's look at this memory again. That's probably one of the ones we haven't looked at enough anyway. I think we've only done this once? No, twice. We figured out Charlie, because my dumbass didn't understand that Charlie is the nickname for Charles.
One swing. Get true to skull in stone or brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
We've identified all these, right?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks off.
3 midshipmen. Yeah, it's the 3 midshipmen and the butcher hanging out here. What's going on in the rest of this?
You alright there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Charlie?
Mind your shoes now.
You're right, the guy with the monkey. The surgeon has a monkey that disappears. Oh, we can also... Actually, no, never mind. We sort of solved that already. Who are you, actually? Identify you, identified you. Anything interesting happening in here? Surgeon is preparing the bed. Bringing in this guy. Wait, this chronologically happens afterwards. Oh, he's cleaning the bed after this guy got taken out. Yeah, same. Completely the same. Which is probably for the best. I mean, it's... I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because there's someone here that's gonna play Elden Ring at some point who hasn't played it yet. But even then, I probably wouldn't have anything super interesting to say either way. I have a lot of thoughts about that game, but it's kind of not at all relevant, so let's just focus on what's going on in here. I think I've seen everything there is to see here, unless I missed something, at which point I wouldn't know that I missed something, because obviously I'd have missed it, right? So, clearly, we're good. Moida. There's only 2 people here. I don't think there's anything super interesting to see in this scene. I don't think we need to go out of our way to watch this again. We've identified both, or every one of these people in this scene, so I don't think there's anything super unique here. We have looked at this scene a few times because we were looking for the bloke with the tattoo. But fuck it, let's look at it again. It's an easy scene to find. It's funny because I have thoughts about that mod and I don't think it's all as positive and fun as people might generally assume. But that's also very subjective and shit, so not saying like it's bad or anything. So neither of you are wearing weird socks. Fucking get out of my way, stupid firing line.
Captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line.
We don't know who you are, at least not clearly. I'm assuming you're the gunner's mate.
You are ready.
Right, sir.
These are the stewards hanging out by the mates.
Aim. Fire.
Who are you again? You're the bosun. Did we ever find the bosun mate? Maybe you're the bosun mate then. Hanging out with the bosun, but that would imply that this guy's also someone's mate. Yeah, that's like the thing. I'm kind of thinking that... Like, part of me wants to think that only relevant people, as in like the higher ranking whatever the fuck people, are present in this picture, and only the seamen and topmen, and like the whatever... What do we have? We have passengers, topmen, seamen, we have the cook, the butcher... Like, only the common folk, for lack of a better term, are hanging out up there. Which would imply that you two are somehow special. But I'm not sure that's actually true. But yeah, we don't know of any mates or such that would be hanging out up here. Actually, the surgeon's mate is up here. Let's not overinterpret that then. Chicken. Wonder if there's gonna be some fucking minor detail again that I'm missing out on. You're right outside the picture frame. Yeah, I think we've seen all there is to say here. To see here. Let's look at this next. On the main deck, this unknown soul was shot by a gun with an unknown stranger. Oh yeah, this is where they try to abduct the people. And it's the guy downstairs and the maid's... or hanging outside the maid's window. Tudum.
Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us.
Hey, it's the guy with the tattoo. So you're number 37. You are Timothy Butemont from Scotland. And you're getting shot by this guy, who we have correctly identified already, so we can now finish you off as well. That was the second mate, if I recall correctly. Was it? Yeah. Okay, we know that for certain now then, that's pretty good. So you are definitely that fucker. And you get definitely shot by this guy with a gun, so that is a fate that is 100% certain. We don't know... Oh, we do actually know your name, don't we? Yeah, Patrick O'Hagan. Then down here, we have one of the Russians that is correctly identified. Over here is this maid steward, which makes sense. This guy, I don't know who this guy is. And you're one of the Russians. Anyone else down there? Hard to say. What would it mean that you're hanging out with these lads? Does that tell me anything of value? I don't think so. So here's the surgeon having been... No, that's the helmsman having been speared. Yeah, that's correctly identified. Like we've his fate correct. This is one of the midshipmen. You're the Dane. You're already hanging here. Very dead. One of the deadest men in the game, to be honest. Actually, he only got shot once. Maybe he's not that dead. I mean, he's probably dead, but deadest man in the game, you know. Probably have to die a little bit harder to be up in there. And the high list of people would have become dead. Some people have become very dead in this game. Okay, cool, so that's one guy identified, which is also kind of unfortunate, because that's one of our few leads we have when it comes to that shit. Anyway, what's next? Next is the calling. This unknown soul was speared by a terrible beast. Yeah, I don't know this fucker's name. I don't know who this is. Keep course due east. We'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. So these people are trying to flee, and they are going for the Canaries. I keep saying Canaries. It's true, yeah. I think caliber might matter though. Packed enough stuff, I searched, checked and loaded them myself. Good, stay quiet and no loaded. When picks up, we're no chance against the upward end. And then these guys are talking about Satan coming up. They say strange things about monsters. Oh, he has an accent in this scene, doesn't he? I think he has an accent in this scene. Let's go and check that out. I think we access your memory by going through here. We're gonna go to number 1. Is that number 1? That's part 3. You're part 1. Alright, let's listen to this.
Keep course due east. We'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假，你稳做不？
我冇问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落到水底。
那是遐个怪
Oi, shut it up!
They say strange things about monsters.
They say strange things about monsters. You speak their language, so you're probably Chinese, right? So you're one of the Chinese topmen, I would guess. Actually, we still have the guy from here as well. I don't know what this accent would sound like at all. But it sounds like it could be a Chinese accent to me, I have no idea. But you're fairly confidently a seaman. Unless Sierra Leone... Ah, fuck, I also don't know what that would sound like at all. Jesus. And that's the only scene you speak in, I think. Let's see, where else do you hang out? You exist here. Yeah, we've seen you before there. You don't speak in this part though. You definitely don't speak in this part, you just hang out here like everyone else, and then here you're simply present. Probably one of the sleeping people. One of the sleeping people, eh? It's pretty interesting how many of these we've actually identified already. We are still definitely making progress. It doesn't feel like it. Like, I feel like I'm constantly just grasping at straws, trying to function at all. Man electrocuted, spirit beast. Yeah, I have no idea who that fucker is. Well, moving on from here. You were first to die here, then we have identified this guy. There's not really anything interesting happening because the only guy we haven't identified yet is already dead. And this is out in the ocean, so we don't actually even see the other people here. Same with this, same with this. And you arrive back home and you immediately get shot. The only people that are present are John Davies and the guy that shoots you, and you, I guess, technically. And then these two disappear, and they have been confirmed, so that's that chapter definitely complete, aside from this one guy's name, who I have no idea. No idea about. Alright, let's look at Unholy Captors again. So you get spiked, and you're what I presume to be a topman, also getting spiked. You just die together. Let's go and look at that scene. That's the two dead people in the middle of the boat. I really like the music in this. Both fitting, but also like catchy and fun.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是什么？归来全部都出来，都是名牌啦！你哋睇你一及啲你冇過，想得本事啊！你我嘅老嘅
Shell? What shell?
Tabler, what the hell's going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends? If you vote, the shell must be protected. We will all die. So it's the guard who shot the guy. Someone is translating. I'm guessing it's not you translating, I'm guessing it's you translating. So you're very likely one of our Chinese topmen. Yeah. Which in and of itself isn't really helping us that much. shore must be protected. We will all die. Hitako, the shore very dangerous. Does it tell me anything of value? I don't think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do see shit like him flinching or him just like, oh, just like hopping sideways. You could technically argue that people usually don't immediately die. Like, this guy seems to have gotten shot in the heart, but this guy seems to have gotten shot in the stomach, so he probably shouldn't immediately die, so technically maybe they should have a few more seconds. But really, it's like, not really worth being anal about, I reckon. Yeah, I haven't noticed anything here that I haven't noticed before. Fuck. What next? Coco struck dead by Beast's tail. We've seen this a few times, but let's give it another check anyway. I think it's you. Yeah. You're one of the stewards. You're one of the stewards. Are you? That is basically the same uniform, huh? I thought you were the fourth mate steward though. Why did I think that? Where do you appear? Where do you die? You die here. Well, if we're assuming that you're instead the fourth mate steward, because the fourth mate is over here, which would make sense, and you have a very similar uniform to these guys, then instead we say you're the fourth mate steward. There. Probably not on the Canary Islands, but what can you do? Do we have any other sort of stewards? Like, they have the same outfit. Ship steward. I mean, that's the only one missing, so I guess we'll click on that for now and then find out later that it's probably wrong. We also don't know how he died yet, because he got shot by someone. Where do you die? Oh, right. It's the bald guy in the striped shirt that we still haven't figured out. Yeah. Can't really ever be at peace with these fucking survivors. I'm probably not really following a clue here with my attempts at figuring out these striped socks. But it's the best I have right now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Midshipmen talking amongst each other. You're the last midshipman. Yeah, you like to hang out together. Seem to be mates. You know, I'm fine with you being the ship steward, actually. This works out well. Okay, so this guy we've identified, that guy we've identified. You we have identified. You... Have we identified you? No, you're a regular seaman. Oh yeah, you're the guy that falls down the stairs here. Ugh. Okay, let me quickly check the crew list again for some stupid reason, because I'm still pissed about someone being talked to as John. Do we have a name that could at least be interpreted as John if we're generous? Because that would really help me out. John Naples, actually. Oh, I should have just continued checking the list. Very fine. Okay, cool. So you are John Naples. Easy. And now we just gotta figure out what happened to you. We currently have said you fell down the stairs. Now where's his leg? So maybe we say torn apart instead? By beast, maybe? I mean, I don't really know. It's just that in this weird time skip, suddenly his leg is missing and then he's dead afterwards. I don't understand. Like, I legitimately don't understand what we're supposed to say to this. Let's see, he's definitely not alive. He didn't get axed, he didn't get burned. Did he get clawed? I don't think so. I fucking fisked. Crushed. Nah. He's not decapitated, he didn't drown, he didn't get eaten, electrocuted, he didn't die from old age, he didn't explode, he... Oops, I misclicked. He probably fell down the stairs, this is the likely one. He didn't freeze, he didn't die of illness or killed by sword, he didn't get knifed from what I can tell. Probably didn't get poisoned. Probably didn't get shot, speared, spiked, strangled. Maybe struck by tail. I don't think so though, like I really don't like that. We just literally don't see. So it's either a torn apart by a terrible beast, as in like while this thing fell, maybe it briefly got free, slapped around a little bit and his leg came off. Or he fell down the stairs. Those are my two assumptions. In the image it looks like he's about to fall down. I don't know how his leg comes off from that. Maybe it got crushed in the cargo they were carrying or something, but anyway. That's another guy done. So we don't have that many regular sea mates remaining. England, and Sierra Leone. Yeah, that's like we're just missing something. I mean, we're about to see these memories again, so let's try to piece this together. Monkey, yeah, the monkey we haven't seen anymore, even though we are going through these, and we're going through these chronologically as well. Yeah, so this thing is wiggling. They're currently carrying it. They're about to fall over, though. What's going on up here? You know, you're posing like a top man. Have I labeled you as a top man? Oh, we've even identified you. Never mind. We don't know your name. Discussion among the higher ranking ones. You're hanging out next to the gunner. I am 99% confident you're the gunner's mate. How did you die again? Oh, we don't know what happened to you, so we can't confirm, right? Wait, do we? Oh, you were shot by... Oh, by the fourth mate, wasn't it? Yes, there we go. Yeah, I didn't put the name in because at that point I didn't know who it was. We're about to get there anyway, but... May as well while we have it. So you were the gunner's mate, and you got shot by John Davies, the fourth mate. You were Timothy Butemond. We've identified that via the thingy. And that was the last Russian guy. And that's Emily Jackson, so the other lady is Miss Jane Bird, or whatever the fuck her name was. Okay. Progress. You, have we labeled you? Not oh yeah, you we don't know what happened with, like you just disappear or something, probably chapter 8 should. Are you the socks guy? Those looked like the socks, right? They have those little rings on them? I'm gonna label you as number 39. Based off of purely what looks like those socks. You have that little necklace on you. Maybe we can figure that out as well somehow. Who are you again? You're the bosun. That would imply you're probably the bosun mate. I thought we've labeled you as such before. Because you're hanging out with your mate a lot. Actually, we don't know what happened to you, right? Because last we see, he's fighting the Kraken and then he disappears, so we just assumed he's crushed by a terrible beast. But we technically don't know what happened to him. He could also have been torn apart by a terrible beast, or he could have been drowned by a terrible beast or something, right? Like, who knows? Maybe you can see giblets of him in another thingy later on. Anyway, what we can do though is we can look at you and we can say you got shot by the bosun mate by accident, but you did get shot by the bosun mate. Yes, he did get torn apart, so he was the Frenchman, and we didn't get to see that on screen, so it's not Mr. Tattoo Guy. Get fucked, game. Wait, but he got crushed whatever. Let's not worry about it. Whatever. Yeah, that's the thing. Colloquially, you might say like, oh fuck, you got completely done in, like, I don't know. Well, congrats on being able to finish the game soon then. Alright, so who do we have here? You're Henry, what's his face? Yeah, you don't quite have the same socks, so it's not you. You're the Dane. I want to look at this guy. Here's some variety of topman. You're probably a regular seaman. Well, I cannot tell you. So it was a double clue in that dialogue. Assuming, like, aside from the fact that it doesn't, aside from the fact that it's kind of lying about your mate was torn apart. Like, this is not literally true, but this gives us the clue what happened to the Frenchman. Like, he dies. It's the double clue that, oh, this is the bosun mate because he has a Frenchman as his mate. And the Frenchman died, and that's what happened, even though we last see him alive fighting the Kraken. So it's like a 2-for-1 in this instance. Again, the fact that he is torn apart... Now, maybe I could also see the game accepting both. Maybe if we say he was torn apart by a beast, it would also be correct. Like, I could see the game having programmed in such a way that it accepts crushed, torn apart, maybe even drowned or something. Because ultimately, all those people that we don't know exactly what happened to could have died to the Kraken in any of these sort of ways, so maybe the game would have accepted either. I kind of wish I could find that out now. But, yeah, maybe it's just lenient on that one department. I see. Alright. So, really, like I assumed, it's boiling down to the fact that these regular sea mates and shit, I don't know who they are. We don't know what happens to you. That probably happens in the bargain chapter, because we don't have your disappearance anywhere. Then we have Henry Evans. We don't know, like, you're probably alive somewhere. I think we last see you leave somewhere, let's see. Disappears in the escape. I mean, we're all just gonna say canaries, and they're probably all wrong. Yeah, I mean, they would all confirm themselves, basically, if all of them were correct. Hey, nice! Congratulations. Hopefully I'll get there soon as well. But yeah, I think that's what we can take from this scene. Maybe there's more hidden sneaky shit around. Can we walk through this? Yeah, we can. So this is just always non-solid. Neat. Oh, I see. Well, if it's any of the ones that we've already solved, I've elaborated my thought process in the previous streams as well, so maybe that'll help you figure out what was what, why, and how. Anyway, let's have a look at this again. Right, so the next issue is, how did you die? You're very clearly falling here, right? Like, you're very clearly stumbling forwards, like, oh lord, what's going on? We can maybe argue that you get clubbed here by the tail. We can't go up and we can't get a clear view of it. I'm not sure if that does make contact with you. But you are missing your leg, so that would suggest to me that this little blood splatter or whatever the fuck that might be here is not your cause of death. I called you the ship steward, and that's correct as well. Okay, good. You're the midshipman. Carpenter, other carpenters inside. We checked that before. There's a nail here. It kind of stands out, doesn't it? Oh yeah, you're who I presume to be the purser. You look like a purser to me. I don't know why. Artist is coming over like, what the fuck? Butcher is here like, what the fuck? This guy dies. You don't quite die here. Right, we can't go up or down or anywhere else in this scene, so I guess that's what we have. And then next is you. Right, let's inspect his body closer then. So yeah, this is where the accident happens. This is right below the floor of the accident. And his leg is actually all the way over here. So who knows what the fuck. Let's hopefully find out what the fuck. That is your leg, isn't it? Let's check out your shoes.
Keep pressure here.
What madness is this? 20 years my steward had never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those are guilty beasts carry a curse. Lord back your doom at all.
This saber lying here is actually pretty suspicious, huh? Yeah, he got completely done in the legs. Did they have a saber on them? Fuck, I need to go back to the other memory. Let's see, let's look for a saber. Maybe he got his leg torn off accidentally. Sorry, music, but we have to dip out again. I'm on the wrong side because that's where the foot is. Yeah, the stretcher did not fall on him. Do we see any hint of a saber being involved here anywhere? I mean, why would he have a saber? This is not a combat situation right now, so they shouldn't have their weapons on them. They should be in the armory. But why do they have their weapons up? Yeah, maybe. Like, that's why I'm thinking he died to the fall. It doesn't quite look like it. There's no clear indication for that happening, but he is tumbling forwards, falling into this mess. And something must have gone completely wrong during that. Yeah, but still, like, that would just say he fell down the stairs, right? And again, there's a sword lying there for some reason. That I'm really getting suspicious of that sword, because that sword should not be there. There's no reason for the sword to be hanging out there. At least none that I can tell. Phantom Shin, do you not have a shin yourself? Is there a saber in this corpse? Does he fall down onto the saber or some shit? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's look at this again before everything goes tits up, where we can actually look around. Alright. That's not a saber.
Hey there, what's this? Give him tea and I can fry us a solid meal, boys. No, take it slow. What's it, gentlemen? It's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look. No, get back.
Then I guess maybe the saber indicates to us that he got his leg amputated after he fell down. Like, he fell down, his foot got crushed or something, and they cut off his legs. But they did ask, where is his leg? Didn't they? So that wouldn't make sense if they manually remove it. Let's just assume that the leg being there is, like, coincidence, because we don't see the rest of his body in our Phantom World over here. At least let's assume that for now, because I can't make heads or tails of this otherwise. Like, why would this be all the way over here? Uh-oh. I might have gotten myself stuck. Although I'd probably be in a different location after I leave this.
What madness is this?
Maybe they just disarmed him?
Had never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those are guilty beasts carrying a curse. Oh, back your doom home.
So what do we, if we say... Well, he didn't get killed with the sword. That just doesn't make sense. Could say torn apart by beasts in some very technical way. Could say crushed. Maybe by cargo, but not by falling cargo. That doesn't really make much sense here. I don't know. Yeah, the one that makes the most sense for me is just he fell down the stairs. Where's the rest of his leg? So something or someone nicked the rest of his leg is what I'm taking from this, because there is a blood trail over here. I'm gonna hazard a very weird guess and say it's the fucking monkey. Like, I think the monkey must have been around and nicked the leg like, lol, this mine now. Because who and why else would anyone steal the fucking leg? And this blood trail wandering off to? It belonged to the surgeon. This is the surgeon's assistant, this is the proper surgeon if I remember correctly. Yeah, so this guy's monkey must have been right here and he just fucking nicked the leg and made off with it. I am going to guess that the monkey and this leg is gonna come up in the missing chapter, because right after this is the missing chapter, so this doesn't actually tell us anything of interest right now, is what I am assuming. Because I can't otherwise make sense of this. Let's quickly go upstairs again and have a look around. We've been having a look at this room, or at this scene a lot, but there is also a lot to see, because we have like 2 floors worth of people attempting to function. You're the carpenters, you are that guy who's about to die. You're Beardman. You're other Beardman, I should say. There's 2 of you. This is other Beardman as well. Or this is a Beardman as well. Fucking game. Let me target the guy I want to target. Thank you. Yeah, I think we used to call you Beardman. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. They're bringing down the box. This might be relevant later, but I don't see how this is helpful now. Who are you? You're one of the people that escapes. We do hear your accent later. You're a top man, you get shot. How many top men do we have remaining? We have a bunch of unknown ones. You look pretty English. Maybe you're the English top man. Like, you don't look like you're from... I mean, I don't know what people from New Guinea look like, but you're not Chinese. And I'm assuming you're a top man. Because you have that sort of outfit. So I'm gonna say that you're Lewis Walker. Where else do you appear? Let's have a look. This unknown top man was electrocuted, you're hanging out there. Yeah, if you're on that scene, then you must be a top man. You were speared by a terrible beast. That is also correct, and the other guy is just present. You're present while the artist is getting crushed. Well, E-shot, basically. You're present while this guy gets fucked. Blasted with a cannon by a terrible beast. So we just don't quite know the death cause here. So maybe instead we say he got crushed by a terrible beast. Crushed by cannon or crushed by terrible beast. It's the guy whose body disappears, basically. Get torn apart by a guy, must be a strong guy. Maybe we just say you got exploded. I don't know. Yeah, sort of. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting, though, is that I think we're a bit high on top men, aren't we? You're definitely a top man, though, because you're present in some of these other memories with only top men, but I think we've tagged a lot of people as top men, but we're only missing, like, a handful. Let's see, we have... You are presumed, you're presumed, and then we have 3 more. So we have 5 top men that are unidentified. Let's see how many we have tagged. We have you, this is identified. We have tagged you as a top man, you as a top man. These 2 as top men, that's 4. 5. 6. 7. Yeah, we have way too many top men, so maybe these aren't top men. Maybe my assumptions purely based on their outfit are... Assumptions purely based on their outfits are not great. What are the top men that we have confirmed? You. Maybe it's the knee-high leg thingies, like the knee-high whatchamacallit. There's a name for those sort of pants in there. You're also definitely a top man, but we don't see the rest of you in the screen. I could go back and see what he looks like. Oh yeah, that guy, I remember. But yeah, I definitely have tagged way too many people as top man, so this might not be a top man, which means that you might not be Lewis Walker. I do think you are a top man, personally, because you appear in that memory. Where do we first see you? At night when everyone's sleeping. Oh, well, we could try to figure... I mean, we don't know who it is, though. Like, these people are all in their hammocks, covered and everything. That being said, we can look at the numbers, right? We can deduce who's where and who and how and why. Do we want to go back to the memory and do that right now? Sure, let's do that. But I think this thing that we're currently doing of going through all the memories again in order is actually pretty helpful, and maybe I should continue doing that first instead of immediately doubling back and trying to figure out what happened. But whatever. I have done a committed. So we have 39, 40, 41, 38, and 59. Oh. 59. Why are you hanging out here with all the... Well, this sounds really wrong, but why are you hanging out here with all the Chinese people? 38, 39, 40, 41. 38, 39, 40, 41, and then 59 is hanging out here as well. Says Tit. It is, I think. Maybe. I mean, that might well be you, I don't know. Did we get confirmation on the two brothers, by the way? Samuel Peters and Nathan Peters. Well, we haven't got confirmation on you because you're alive somewhere, somehow. And we don't know how that works. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, we're not missing that many seamen. Let's see if we can find the rest of these sea lads. Let's look at the map. Where exactly... which sleeping quarters are we looking at? Currently looking at unlabeled, so you're just generally topman and seamen. 36 is over here. Where is crew list? There it is. That is the Persian topman hanging out here. We can't see his sword on the screen, that's kind of cheeky. So he does take it down for wobble, I guess. These we can't read. Don't know. We do know that you're 37, and this is 42. You're a topman as well. The three Russians sleeping together. So they seem to not differentiate between seamen and topmen for the purpose of sleeping quarters. 56, 55. 56 is Henry Brown, and 55 is this guy. Can we see anything of you? I mean, if this is how we're finding out who you are, then it feels like cheating. Peeking under the blankets like that. The sneaky doctor. You mean who the surgeon is? Because yeah, I have found the surgeon finally, and the surgeon's assistant. I made a very stupid mistake and have finally figured it out. But alright, Moose. Only missing one achievement, nice. Sounds like you're way on your way, well on your way. 57, 58 are these two. I forgot why I'm doing this, but I'm continuing because fuck me. We're looking at a guy or for a guy. Yeah, for this guy, for example. I don't think anything here helps me out too much. Sierra Leone. Which of these people seems like the kind of guy to be from Sierra Leone? I don't even know where that is or whatever. I mean, the one that really stands out is this guy. With his fucking mass amount of tattoos. Let's look at our mates up here. This is correct, this is correct. Purser, because we don't know where he went. Yeah, so we have everything that isn't a This guy we're probably correct as well. Midshipman is correct. Yeah, we're only missing topmen and seamen, which is very much what I was afraid of. Is there any other clue in here that I can take from this? I guess it would get a little bit easier once we start figuring out what happened to these people that disappear, and we can tag them as alive in certain places. I'm guessing that the people that disappear and the tagged alive as somewhere, I'm guessing that we're gonna get information on them once we leave the boat, because the last chapter is gonna be revealed to us once we leave the boat again, once we hit the point of no return, and I'm guessing at that point we're gonna be told about, hey, this is like, or we're gonna get the opportunity maybe to find out and research, like, hey, we look up, I don't know, maybe not a phone book at this time, but you know what I mean, like, we research this afterwards maybe, with a list of names to find out where they went, so we can say, oh, they live in the Aknau, this guy lives in Africa, this guy is touring around East Indies or whatever. Because otherwise I really don't understand how to make sense of they disappeared, where to. Like, that is really not functioning for me. Anyway, that's the rest of this done. I'm really annoyed that we didn't get confirmation on this. This must be John Naples, though. There's no other way, because he's very directly addressed as John, and I was just being a complete moron. And fell down the stairs is the best that we know. Maybe we can find out more eventually, but we really do not see what happened to this guy, aside from the fact that he's missing his leg. The other leg might also be crushed in some way. So, let's look at this. You're a guy up there, you get fucking electrocuted. Oh yeah, I wanted to see something while we're here. Before we leave again. Is this the deck with the cannons? It is not. So in one of these rooms there's a necklace thingy, this thing. Maybe this is like noticeable. Is someone wearing this? Ideally someone is not supposed to be wearing this, because this is I think one of the maids' rooms. Which room is this again? Let's just make sure. This is the bosun's room. Well, we know who the bosun is, so that's not super helpful either way. The thing is, even if we do manage to identify the Sierra Leone maid, that doesn't give us that much intel on what the other men are. Honestly, 3 out of 5 people here are top men. I'm kind of willing to bet that all 5 of these are top men. Given that they're all hanging out in the back here together. And we have a group of all 4 seamen here. Cook and Butcher hanging out. Seaman, definitely seaman. Random top man hanging out here, but he's Russian, so he's hanging out with his fellow Russians. We have confirmed this. And then I'm guessing these guys are actually all seamen. Aside from this guy, who's a top man. But you're not actually partaking in the game, are you? You're just hanging out. So... who could you be? Do I have any indication for who you might be? We know that you speak Chinese, so you're definitely one of the 3 Chinese people. You're definitely one of the 3 Chinese people. And then the last one is from New Guinea. I'm gonna call it that you're the guy from New Guinea now. You're a topman from New Guinea, because then we have topman, 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 and then we need 3 more Chinese topmen, and everyone else is just a seaman, right? Oh wait, what? Fuck, we have one more English topman, and I called you that one. Old Queen of Formosa, more than Taiwan people. Well, all 4 of those have been tagged and bagged, as they say. So, that's all 4 of these, and we have all 4 of them labeled with their correct names and everything. Labeled sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? But yeah, you're very likely a seaman. Those 2 we haven't confirmed yet. Are you a topman? Maybe I should go back to that memory that shows me basically all of the topmen. Which is this one. So, guys getting electrocuted here. We have 1 guy, 2 guy, 3 guy, 4 guy, 5 guy, 6 guy, 7 guy, 8 guy. That would be 8 topmen. I think they have 9 total on this crew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, okay, fuck. Anyone else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, at the very least we can all assume, or we can assume that all of these people here... Who are you with your white shiny outfit? Alright, Tomb? Yeah, I mean, I'd assume that these seafaring times were pretty homoerotic to begin with. Like, what else are you gonna do if you're locked up with a bunch of other blokes on a boat for months at a time? Do we have someone in a bright white outfit here? Maybe that's you? That would make sense. Kind of the only one we can tell. It could also be you if you're not up here. Yeah, or just straight up come out with some sort of weird sea creature that is like Hollow Fisk, Hollow Woman or something. Although that sounds weird, no one would ever do that. But yeah, so we can assume that all of these people up here are definitely a topman. So you're a topman, you're a topman. I've tagged you as such as well. You're a topman, I've tagged you as such as well. I even know your name, yeah. You are a topman. We've identified you as well. You're one of the few Chinese ones that we've identified. You're a topman. I think we don't know your name. You're the Russian topman. Is there anything else I can see up here? Can I go out here maybe? No. Right, so... You're one of the 3 Chinese topmen. I'm gonna just start randomly assigning these people names, just so I have, like, the nationality in there as well. That sounds pretty racist, I guess, but I can't really help it. I need to do shit like that. Does this guy look Chinese? He does look kind of Chinese, right? Let's call you Chinese as well, just for the fun of it. Oops. Let's say you're Li Hong. Then you're the guy that I've labeled from New Guinea, which may or may not be true, I don't fucking know. So it's 1, 2, 3. You would be number 4. So you would be Wei Li, maybe. So that's all of the Chinese topmen. So everyone else would be seamen. We don't get to see you in this scene, do we? Actually, I think the game says that you're in this scene as well. We're in the Doom chapter 1, yeah? Chapter 3, 4? Shit, where does he get electrocuted? Where's this guy? Oh fuck, we're in Soldiers of the Sea, not in the Doom, I'm stupid. That is here. Okay, who else is present according to the game? We can see the bosun mate somewhere, it seems. You're not present. Fair enough. So, we don't know this guy's name, but we definitely know his fate. Right, enjoy your look. We definitely know his fate. We can very clearly see what happens to him later. You get clubbed by Robert Witterall. Okay, yeah, that's also very easy to figure out. So we don't know your name, but we know what does you in, pretty certain. Wait, you are present on the scene? Am I blind? Oh, these people are probably are counted as well, huh? Oh yeah, that's partially why I was checking. So you're probably not actually a topman, so you might be one of them random seamen. What we're missing. I'm gonna call you Alexander Booth. Enjoy. Wait, you're not? Fuck. I mean, of course you're not. This is like 200 years ago. Historically, you had very little chance of being around in this scene. I'm very tempted to be a bit shit here and start guessing some of these names and start rotating them. Like, we know what happens to this guy. We know he's a Chinese topman, so we can just cycle the Chinese topman until we happen to come across the right name. Okay, we don't have 3 correct then. Yeah, we don't have 3 people correct, so we don't get those confirmed. Good to know. Yeah, we can start bullshitting this, and I really don't want to do that, so let's not do that. Let's see if we can find more thingies. Actually, I need to tag these again then, because I just removed some of them. So we'll call you... I mean, let's just stick with those names for now, fuck it. And we're gonna... Can I not tag you, please? There we go. You're definitely a topman. Let's say you're Lewis Walker, because why the fuck not? Your name, I have no idea. Let's say you're... Whaley. You we know. Well, we know your fate, but not your name. Let's say you are... Actually, I'd say you're the guy from England. Okay, yeah, he did not look Chinese enough. Unfortunate for him. Okay, so we know you're Lewis Walker, the topman. Goodbye. We know that you're Huang Li, so I just guessed lucky on that name. I wonder how you were supposed to figure that out. And Whaley topman was crushed by a terrible beast as well. Yeah, we guessed both of those correctly. That's so weird. Yeah, basically. Alright, Bedford. So, that makes this slightly easier because we guessed lucky, yes. We got lucky on 2 of the, Chinese topmen here, so we can just assume that the last one we find. You're definitely a topman, and now the options are either you're this guy from New Guinea or you're the guy from China. I'm gonna guess that you're the guy from New Guinea in that case, and... We're missing... Wait, we got this guy identified, we got this guy identified. This guy identified, we're missing 1 Chinese topman. Let's be racist, people. Who does look the most Chinese in this bunch of people? This guy looks pretty Chinese. This guy does not look Chinese. This guy looks... Oh well, we have identified him already, never mind. This guy doesn't look that Chinese. Alright, let's see if racism wins again. It's somewhere far southeast. It doesn't really help me, unfortunately, because I don't know what would be whomst. Stair guy has the shirt. This guy. Is that the... Is that a Chinese sort of shirt slash outfit? In that case, sure, let's go with that. And then we're gonna say that you're a random seamate. Could be, yeah. I gave you a random name as well, didn't I? So let's call you an unknown seaman instead. Let's not guess this too hard. Gonna guess that you're also an unknown seaman. That's 3. Who else would be possible unknown seaman? We don't have that many more missing. Captain, stewards, John Naples. We just don't know how you died officially. I'm not entirely sure about the rest of these people. Do we have enough memories of you that could definitely identify you as a top man at least? Oops, I'm done. I need to do this. You are asleep somewhere in this scene. Good for you. You are present here. The way he's hanging out in this scene, by the way, it's the scene where this photo is taken. Or not photo, but you know what I mean. The way he's hanging out here, that seems like a top man to me, right? Like, he's hanging out on this thing. I could say we take that as an indicator that he is one of the few remaining top men. Like, we have this guy, and that's it. The other top men are identified. So we have only 2 unidentified top men, which, let's say it's that guy, and then one of these people up here. All of these are identified. Well, yeah, those 2 must be the remaining top men, right? Unless I'm being silly. And then the rest would be seamen. How many seamen do we have? Oh, my brain is getting all hard fried trying to keep track of this many people. Let's see, you, we don't know what happened, and you, we don't know what happened, so that's 2 missing top men, and then for seamen, we know you're alive, we know you fell down the stairs. Do we know that that's you? Oh yeah, that is you specifically, definitely, that's your name, that's correct. We know John's name, and then there's 3 people missing, 3 random seamen, which would be 1, 2, and 3, is my guess. Let's go and say that you're from Sierra Leone, and that you 2 are just Englandmen. We're gonna call you Alexander Booth, and we're gonna call you George Shirley. Hey, that's correct, easy. I don't know if that was another clue that we could have taken there. Blasted with a cannon, so you just die the same way the other guy died. Fucking, we've identified the ghost man. Yep, and DK was correct, that is a Chinese looking outfit. And I was correct that this was the last top mate. You can air mate. Right, very fine. Alright, so what are we missing? The crew. We have... We don't know what happens to you. Let's see, where's your last appearance? Bookmark your memories. Let's go from the back, actually. You last appear in The Doom. But you're not listed in the missing people, so you survive this chapter, and then the bargain happens, and then you're not present for this last chapter. So you disappear somewhere in the bargain, so we can assume that this guy... You appear somewhere in the bargain, it's like your bargain been made. But yeah, so let's assume we can't solve this guy until we leave the boat. Next, Henry Evans, the surgeon. We see you hop off on a boat during this chapter here somewhere. Let's go and find out where we last see you. Let's have a look at that, see if we're missing anything important. Again, I should probably start from the back. Okay, we last see you in this scene where you are hanging out on a boat. The corpse of this is up here. I think that's the guy hanging over the railing, or like being up there. Avert thine eyes, men what are sensitive to visuals of this game, because we're gonna do some wandering around. It's not you, I think it's you. It is.
Let them go.
You're what's her face. We have correctly deduced that you're getting shot by Emily Jackson. So you are definitely Emily Jackson. Let's change that over. And then we have you over here. And you are Miss Jane Bird then. And then this is the surgeon. Was this Henry Evans, whom we got the book from? So he's definitely alive. We're gonna say he's alive in the Aucklands or something, I don't know. Let's look at the book again, because we never look at the book at all. Okay, I expect you to come to this book files pretty certainly the basics that follows. The present number is critical, leave the rest of the discovery page with bewildering, pocket watch, determine, bargain. This we'll keep them private for now. So we don't know where exactly he retired, but anyway, that's the surgeon fucking off. He's definitely alive somewhere, so that's another fate claim. Cannon. He also got blasted by the cannon, I said. Which is the most reasonable from what was happening there. Yeah, I'm guessing he's alive in Auckland, but again, we don't know for guaranteed certain. Okay, next one that's not entirely certain. Duncan McKay, who I'm assuming is the purser, and he's alive somewhere, and I put the Canaries because why the fuck not? Then we have Emily Jackson alive, Miss Jane Bird alive. Philip Dahl, we don't know, because that's the chapter, he disappears in the chapter that we're missing. We've double checked this. Davy James, alive, Canary Islands. Where do you fuck off? Let's go and see your ass for the last time. Bookmark memories. Oops. One tab too few. You are present. Oh, in this very scene. Where are you? Oh, you're right here. I'm stupid. Yeah, you look like you're also about to fuck off. And you disappear in this chapter, yeah? Yeah, this guy, he disappears. So I'm assuming he also fucked off on the boat, and I think that's all four of them that disappeared in this chapter. Last time ass here. Yeah, I mean, this sounds weird, but there is a time where for every ass that you ever see, where it's the last time you see them. You may not know in the moment, but sometimes you just see an ass for the last time. So I called you knifed by John Davies, the fourth maid. Let's look at that, because apparently this hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it was pretty obvious, if I remember correctly. That's in this chapter. This is where you actually die, but I think you get stabbed earlier, so let's go maybe over here. Where does this happen exactly? Oh, it might even happen during the scene. Yeah, it is a sad fight, in fact. You're currently being attacked by the— oh, I called you John Davies because I didn't know who you were. I'm a fucking moron. So instead, you are actually getting stabbed by The bosun's mate, I think, was it? No, that's not who that was. That is the gunner's mate, actually. I think you're the gunner's mate. Yeah, this is confirmed the gunner's mate, and he is stabbing you in this very moment. Then it takes you a moment to bleed out, so in the next memory, which is right down here if I remember correctly. We are currently in this one, so the next step would be that one. Oh, actually no, that's the corpse that's lying right there. So let's leave first. Head face right up man's ass. Next would be your ass being blown to pieces in the kerfuffle with the fourth mate. Well, your ass is crawling away, bleeding. Let me go back one and check this. Make sure that this guy did actually have a knife on him and he didn't get stabbed by this guy. Why would he suddenly start stabbing everyone? I have no, but I just want to make sure, you know? May as well, since we're right here and going through these memories anyway. And we're about to hit the point of no return from what I understand, so may as well make double sure and triple sure and whatever. Up this away. Insert ourselves into this man's ass again.
Let them go.
Yeah, you definitely had a knife. This is 100% this guy being knifed by that guy, and then he crawls away and then he bleeds out. So we have this pretty thoroughly confirmed, I'd say. It looks pretty indisputable at this point. Let's hop into this memory. This is where the fourth mate, I think, gets clubbed by Henry. What's his face? Shall this you stand for? Yeah, you're still crawling away with that knife inside of your body, and it then falls out. Why is this not being confirmed? This is definitely the last midshipman. He's definitely being knifed by definitely the guy that we have confirmed. So we're just missing enough fates to... like enough fates to correctly... enough correct fates to have this thoroughly confirmed. What fates are we looking at that might not be thoroughly confirmed? Unknown. Who the fuck knows? No clue. Who the fuck knows? No clue. Who the fuck knows? Literally unknown. Who the fuck knows? This is the one that's definitely correct. Who the fuck knows? Ugh, this fucking guy. I hate this guy. So we're missing one guy. Alexander Booth. Spiked by a terrible beast. Let's bookmark your memories and find out what happened here. Because that is 3 that I would call correct, and that 3 would confirm it for us, so one of these must be wrong. His name must be wrong. There was no doubt about this death, right? Is there? I guess we'll go check it out. I do like the rain. Not a very massive impact on the visuals, but slight pitter-patter.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是虾米？未来全部供出来，都是名牌啦！你哋睇咧。
Seaman... Oh, it could be this guy, actually. We don't have all the seamen confirmed yet. So maybe that is you. These 2 are set in stone, Nathan Peters and John Naples, so it's either this guy or that guy. But whoever this is definitely gets spiked by a beast. Like, there's absolutely no doubt that the spike, what is killing this guy, and has been confirmed to have killed this guy, also goes through your ass. I don't think he gets killed by anything else afterwards, right? Let's go one more. It does, yeah. This is when you get struck by the tail, so let's just go into that echo, that memory, whatever, and then go back upstairs. This is not far. I'm being a little bit anal about all these because we're going into the point of no return and I want to have as much cleared up as possible. So, sorry if I keep going into the same shit over and over and making double, triple sure.
Watch your foot in.
Yeah, you're already dead at this point, so you still have that spike inside of you, don't you?
Now, take it slow.
Maybe not, hard to tell. But yeah, you definitely died from that. Yeah, they pulled out the spike, it's in his hand. So whoever this is, they definitely died to spiked by a terrible beast. So it's definitely the name that might be wrong. Okay, let's go back to our list then. So again, this definitely correct. That's one. This, we don't know the exact cause. I think this is correct, I don't know. And then this is one of the two names, so if we just switch the names between them, then we will guaranteed get... no, this one. If we just switch the names between this guy and this guy, then we will definitely get that correct as well. So it's this guy who knows how he died, it's this guy who knows which his name is, what his name is, and that's the end of the mysteries from what I can tell. Let's say instead he got torn apart by Beast. Okay, that did not do it, and then let's say that your name is actually different. Let's say it's not actually you. Fuck, I need to do this the other way around. Where are we? Unholy Captives. And let's say that you are not actually this guy, you're instead that guy. Nope, that also doesn't confirm it. So basically those are the two... Those are the issues. If we remember that though, we can do that after the fact, I'd say. Do you have dialogue in this scene? Oops, what am I doing? Well, that's the one guy that dies. The other guy that's holding him is not saying anything. Let's go to this bloke and check out all your bookmarks, see if you speak somewhere. Because if you have a, like, Ackman accent, that would make it easier. Whereas if you have a weird accent that I can't place, then you might be the guy from Sierra Leone. You're present here while everyone's asleep, including yourself. That's not ideal. And your presence while these two things happen. That's not super helpful because everyone is here. Yeah, both of you are here and I can't tell. Let's look at this guy then. And see if we can find out what sort of voice you have. So everyone's asleep. Passenger was spiked by... Yeah, you're present on the deck here. Great. That doesn't really do anything for me. You're present while he's being carried. That doesn't really help me too much. There is one part I remember where he actually speaks when the Dane is being clubbed by the other guy. Here, in this part, you actually speak. Like, it's... There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat. And it wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing. No, don't. That's coming from the guy that we're looking for. So let's listen to that and see if they have a noticeable accent. I mean, this boat was definitely the journey of a lifetime. Yeah, you don't really need Satan to become Died sometimes. Bodies have a habit of making that happen by themselves. Alright, so let's listen to this voice, see if he has a weird accent.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys.
That sounds English.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies.
Yeah, that sounds England, man.
Waited so long.
No, don't.
Right, like this guy, no, don't, and that sort of shit. That sounds more like England, man. So I'm gonna say you're Alexander Booth. And you're alive somewhere, and that would in turn mean that you are Hamadou Diom, or whatever the fuck your name's pronounced is. Apologize, I have no idea. Right, so while we're here, let's see if we can once and for all figure this shit out. So, they're escaping on a boat, they're gone in the next scene, it takes place slightly thereafter. They are right here while this is happening. If they're escaping on a boat, where the fuck would they be? You people with brains, figure this out while I briefly AFK. Baby. Right. Yeah, but I don't know what that would, like... Oh, sorry, digital squid? I don't know how I am to interpret that then. Because how would I fucking know where these people went afterwards, you know? Like... I have no idea. I don't know that much about the people and their backstory. They don't really talk about themselves very much. So, like, what... How do I... It's not like they're saying, oh, we gotta get out of here, let's get back to London or some shit, you know? Like... I mean, you can just start guessing a little bit that they all just make it back to the Ark, but... Well, in that case, I would have to select a, drowned? No, they were not drowned. We could say maybe they expired of old age, but it's only been 5 years, so probably not. That'd be kinda weird. Could die of illness, because people die a lot in this day and age, so... I don't fucking know. My best guess is alive, and then somewhere. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Give me a second, Squid. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because every time at the start of the chapter, for example, you can open the map where this chapter takes place. And then you can also look at where the like how early it was in this specific chapter. And then you can say, oh, they probably, from this point in the ocean, when they escape on a rowboat, where did they fucking go? Probably here, here, or here are my best guesses. But I've tried various combinations of these, and I haven't once gotten that confirmed. So either this map is, like, deceiving me in some way, as in, like, making me think about something weird that isn't, like, I'm thinking about it in the wrong way, or I'm not supposed to be able to do this yet. Like, another guess I have, which is getting more and more likely in my opinion, because I cannot figure this out at all, is that once we return from this ship, we'll have the opportunity to look up what happened to these people to a certain extent and then fill in the blanks. That seems kind of weird, but maybe there's a way of doing that. If that's not it, then I'm kind of stumped. So, since you're offering a hint, Squid, do I have the option of figuring out what I'm supposed to put there at this point in time, like before I leave the ship? Like, is this something I'm supposed to fill in correctly at this point, or is this something that might come later? You can't figure it out, okay, so I'm just being fucking stupid. Well, let's see. So the ship was going this way. I'm guessing they got off port side. So Azores, maybe? Let's say that all of you got off to the Azores. But it's been 5 years, so who knows? Alive Azores. Alive Azores. Alive Azores. And that would be probably correct if it was correct. That would be confirmed if it was correct, so I have no idea. With one of these, we're not 100% certain on the name, so maybe that's not correct. Let's look at one of the other instances of people disappearing. That would be... not in this chapter, was it? It would be in... 5? I clicked the same chapter because I'm very smart. No. 7? That's where we are right now. And then in the escape, more people disappear. That was the last chapter they appear in. We were looking at the Doom. They disappear at the start of the Doom, as dumb as that sounds, and this is where that takes place. So from here, apparently the ship's going like this, and then turns around here, and now we're going this direction for some reason. And then port side is what this is, I think. We can't see enough of the ship, but I'm pretty sure this is port side, which would... if we're going to take that into account, assume they go this way. That's my grand logic here. So yeah, this is the last chapter they appear in, and then they're gone. The people that die in this we've already tagged. They have died successfully, we know about that. So this guy fell overboard and died. This guy crushed by a terrible beast, terrible beast, terrible beast. And it's just these 3 people that were hanging out on this boat, or with this boat, who disappear, so I'm assuming they made it off. I don't think they drowned. There's a chance the Kraken appears in time to bin them, but if so, that doesn't happen. We check the next memory and it doesn't, like, show us. So I'm guessing very heavily that they just fucking managed to get off in time and they would have survived. And then we have another chapter where people disappear. There's another 4 people that disappear here, which is these 4 people. All of these we last see on a boat as well. So if we go to... which memory is it? Let's maybe go to this one. It's also right here. So it was one of these lots, for example. Yeah, so these 4 people on this very boat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've identified all of these, I think. I'm 99% confident at least that we have these guys correct. Apparently this is the last boat. Someone says like, oh, you're not getting on the last boat, and then that guy gets shot. And then in the next scene, I think the boat has disappeared. And these 4 people disappear alongside the boat. So looking at the escape, where are we in the road right now? Slightly further ahead. Which would suggest, again, either Azores or here, although apparently that's part of the Canaries. I have no idea what this label exactly means. Last part of the chapter they're in. Well, like I said, for the previous mates, it's only the first part of the chapter, so at the very start. So we were talking about people from the Doom, which takes place here, and they disappear at the very start of the chapter. So probably pretty close to that point. And then for this one, this also happens fairly early in the chapter. So probably not far from here either. Also, I mean, these chapters don't spend that much time, like especially these ones here. So, I don't know. You could make an argument for this one that we don't know what happens to the ship afterwards, so maybe they don't go very far afterwards, but I don't know. It's not... I don't find it to be particularly clear. Again, maybe I'm just thinking about it completely the wrong way. And yeah, this is where the voyage ends entirely, so somewhere between here and there, they got off, and I don't know. Yeah, but they're not different places in terms of the list of where, like, I can say alive, but not in, like, Madeira, for example. I can just say alive in Canaries, Azores, Africa, like that sort of shit. Like, these are all my options. Africa would be a very broad term for that, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't understand this correctly. You could make an argument they made it all the way over here instead. If this island specifically is part of Europe, then okay, sure, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. What? One second. So it could just be that we want to slap it as like broad names for like, oh, they're on Atlantic islands or they made it back to Europe or something. I'll try some stuff and see if something sticks, and if something sticks, then there's our answer, but I am probably not. There are facts that tell you what happened. Okay, I'll try to think about that. What could tell us what happened to these people? I mean, in this scene we can argue that maybe if we check a later memory, we can see they actually fucking drowned, like the boat got fucked or something. There's a barrel here. They have a box in here. Broad name. There are facts that tell you what happened. Can we see it through here? See if there's something wrong with the boat? Not really. That's this going on. Alright, let's try the next memory and see what happens with the boat. Next memory would be down here. I think it's this guy who's next chronologically. I think that would be Fog 4, yep. Boat seems to have already completely gone at this point. They're tossing this lad overboard.
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Can't really see much out here. Nope, I have no clue. Maybe that's an indication that they drowned or something. They had a thing aboard and then they got all done in. Can't really see the boat. Maybe I was supposed to be able to tell that there was something wrong with the boat and I'm just not noticing it. Assuming that made them sink. So yeah, previous memory it was there, next memory it's completely gone. So between this memory and the last one, the boat disappears. Yeah, we'll take another memory then, one step further. This should be 5. See if we can see the boat fuck off in the distance, or maybe getting done in. Okay, stairs are blocked now. Can't see the boat out these windows. These doors are closed, so we can't look through here either. I mean, it may well be that the boat is just right behind here, and we simply can't see it from here. Nice. Yeah, you'll have to wait for the vote for that, unfortunately. Next was just the guy bleeding out in here.
Oh no! You're cut!
Can't get up.
Leave me.
Let's look out the
Bear up, son.
windows.
I'll stay with you.
Can't even see the ocean outside.
I tried my best
Aye,
to pull him back to safety.
you tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeons, kid!
Yeah, I can't see the boat through any of these. I mean, it is a pretty fun and good way of organically blocking off certain areas that you're not supposed to go to. So I don't mind people getting in the way like that. As far as making the player not be able to go everywhere at all times. It's probably a good one. So one thing I could guesstimate is that one of these boats sank because that looks like a glowing artifact thing maybe. So if this is out here, maybe one of the rescue boats that had an artifact on it became the died. And it sank over there and thus the shiny bit is there. I don't know which of the boats would be the one though. I guess I could check again if the other boat over here, if that had like the treasure chest in it. Like the Ark rather. So it'd be this boat.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody day. How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Before I forget, you killed my brother. What? That was an accident. No probes.
I don't see anything unusual on this one.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Well, let's see the next one. Next one would be when the Kraken first appears, but I did check for the boat in the next memory to see if like we can see where it went. And I don't think we could see where it went, so let's hang out with E-Shot again. You are looking for the boat, you can't find it. You're dead and being inspected. I don't see the boat itself anywhere. Kraken seems to only just be appearing. You'd think if they wanted to indicate that the Kraken binned the boat, then they'd have it do that somewhere here in the vicinity where we can actually see it. So I'm gonna guess that's not how we're supposed to find out what happened to the boats, which leaves me with two theories. One, either we are supposed to be able to tell that something's wrong with the boats, or like be able to deduce, oh, they don't have enough supplies, or they'd fight each other, or whatever. Like something that would indicate that their little trip is ill-fated. But they disappear so quickly that maybe that's kind of not the case. And the other thing would be that maybe we hear about their plans somewhere, but that does not seem to be the thing either. It's weird that we can just walk through these. Just the one bit of rubble. Yeah, the only thing someone talks about is someone wanting to flee east towards the Canaries, but that's earlier and that's not even going to be a thing. And then later again they're talking about fleeing east, so... like, that's not exactly very specific. And that wasn't even the people that do actually end up disappearing. Let's just say this for the sake of argument. Yeah, I would have already confirmed if that was the case. I mean, we know that this guy survives. So, like, either way, we can definitely tell that these people managed to survive because Henry Evans is aboard, and that's the guy that gives us the book. So, regardless, these people make it out alive. They survive somewhere, I don't know. Because whoever is on the boat with this guy makes it out. Unless he had to fucking eat them on the trip or something. Not in Europe. Let's say all these people are in Auckland then. Yeah, I don't know. 8 and 8. Yeah, that sounds right. The fates are cataloged here. And for the other ones, we could maybe make the argument that they probably died to the Kraken, but I don't see any indicator for that personally. Drowned by beast. That's correct? How are we supposed to guess that? Right, so that confirms that bit, which is nice. You're confirmed drowned by a terrible beast. What's the third one? Spiked by a terrible beast. Okay, so we have the names correct of the people as well. Yeah, so I was gonna mention that as well once we got properly stuck. I'm assuming that these last grayed out bits here on the Fates thingy is the stuff that we can only do with the bargain chapter. I don't think so, like we literally just checked. We have 2 instances where they appear. We have right here where he clubs the Dane, and the Kraken is nowhere to be seen on this part, at least, I think.
No cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Before I forget, you killed my brother. What? That was an accident.
The guy that clubs the Dane drowned, so these people. What did you select then, Agon? Did you select crushed by beast or something? I guess if you say it that way, then you probably can see that it does something to them in a second. Oh, No, am I being stupid? Yeah, I'm being stupid. Let's go and fell overboard. I must be stupid then. There must be something here. But that does confirm that the game sometimes has a bit of leniency. So earlier when I had the guy be crushed by the Kraken, it could have also been torn apart most likely. I don't see any indication of this. Am I just being completely dense? There must be a clear tell somewhere with the way you two have been talking about it, but I'm just being completely stupid, it seems. Yeah, this is the next inline memory after D-Club. Like, this is where DK gets clubbed, and this is where Artist shites to died. And they just disappear in the meanwhile. I wanna check something actually in the... Like, this is completely unrelated, so don't worry about it. But I wanna look at this dialogue one more time, because I'm probably stupid. Who else is present here? Is the other mate whose name we don't know present? Yeah. Is he near enough that he could be talking to that guy? I'm assuming we have the names of those two remaining seamen mixed up. Okay, thank you. I'll try to look at it. Come on, brain. This way. And then on the other side of this. We're going into Legman's chapter again, because I have a suspicion that maybe he's not, like, the man with the leg missing is not actually John, and the guy's just talking to another seaman.
Keep pressure here.
Because if John's also right here, like if the other seaman is right here, then he might well be talking to the other seaman. Are you just up here? Oh yeah, this is you, isn't it? Yeah, okay, there's no way that the doctor's talking to you then. Never mind. So my line of thinking was, if, like, we still haven't gotten this death confirmed, even though it seems like this might be John, but the way he's like, where's the rest of his leg? I don't know, this could be anything, so maybe he's talking to someone else, and then, okay, where's, like, the guy's leg? But these remaining two people whose names we don't know are too far apart, so... Oh, I also have him on Torn Apart by Terrible Beast. Let's put this back to Fell down the stairs. Okay, there's an indicator for another part. There must be in a part where the Kraken is around, so maybe when he comes up later we can see the small boat having gotten done in or something. That's kind of weird, but oh well. So let's go upstairs. It must be during one of the catastrophes upstairs then. Maybe while guy gets blown up or something. I'm guessing it's not this scene. We don't see very much of the Kraken or anything it might have done. Like, there's always a lot going on, but I don't think it's this one. I think the next in line is this guy being torn apart. And then is Abigail's died. So let's go to this guy being torn apart. It is pretty good, yeah. Ah, there it is. I see. I completely missed that. I'm a complete idiot. That's so weird. Where have they've been hiding though? We had clear look at the water around it multiple times. But yeah, this is pretty clear. But where did the boat go then for the next couple of things? Because to me it logically made the most sense to just go from one to the next until they disappeared. You're probably looking down. What do you mean? Oh, why I didn't see that? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that I didn't see this because there's a lot going on. I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about where did the boat go between, like, scene 1, scene 2, and then suddenly, oh, look, it's scene 7, so, like, I don't know, a minute or something later. Look, the boat is now being launched into the sky. What did the Kraken do with these people in the meanwhile? There was no, like... I don't know, it didn't feel like there was much clear indication here for me, but alas, I guess they got hard done in by the Kraken. So you are definitely not alive on the Azores, you got fucking... Let's see if drowned by a terrible beast also works. And then we say you fell overboard. And you also fell overboard. Is that all of them? Fell overboard, was drowned by terrible beast. Yeah, these probably all work then. Yeah, I don't know, that seems kind of silly to me. Okay, so we definitely know what happened to those guys. Then maybe we can also figure out what happened to the other guys in the same way. So instead of looking, like, memory by memory, I should look through the entire section instead. Or at least maybe I look at something that comes right after, so I can maybe tell. Let's see, where is that again? That is an... escape. I don't think there's a catastrophe that happens afterwards, and I do think that this guy survives, because that's the guy that gives us the book, basically. And these would be all self-validating, basically. If we just do the same thing for everyone, that should work out. Unless the implication is, this guy survives, went back to the Ark, this guy survived and went elsewhere, this guy survived and went elsewhere, like... If we're to hazard a guess at where they went afterwards, then that's pretty mean. Unless there's also a clear indicator, which is what you guys were talking about earlier, so... what comes after this? The end. Let's look around in this chapter then. We haven't been here for a long ass time.
Captain, open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells! You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
I'm guessing this implies that it's daylight because it's like all bright and everything. This is also a while later. I can't really imagine... maybe. So let me ask this then, is there another clear indicator for what happened with the other boat that I just missed? Kind of like how I missed the mates being done in by the Kraken? Like, should I have noticed something that I just didn't notice, which would have explained what happened to these people? Or am I to guess where to, like where they escaped to, basically? Because I could see the game also asking me to figure out where they escaped to in one of these instances. Let's look at this again. Azores, Canaries, we could also just call it Atlantic Island. There is an indicator for the other boat's location, yes. Thank you.
Last one. Move quick. You'll not take the last boat.
It's not the Ark, is it? I really want to say that they must have made it out, because they have this, well, here's, first of all, is the guy who's talking about things in the intro of my book. We did just pretty thoroughly check to see if we can spot the boat again afterwards. And there's no disaster that comes up right away. I mean, we could... I mean, it's only 5 years, so probably not that of old age. But we could suggest that maybe this guy has expired. Because of the way he phrases the beginning here, where like, oh, I'm like too old to function. Failing health has allowed me to produce only the basic outline that follows. I possess the details inside. True, yeah, fair enough. So unless he gave us this book from Beyond the Grave, this group definitely survived. Or at least this guy from this group survived. But that would really indicate to me that he survived. Look, he has the fucking bin as well. Maybe the game's being cheeky, and maybe the guy that wrote us out here is Henry Evans himself, and maybe the answer is thus. He didn't expire, he's like back in the middle of the ocean or something. Yeah, exactly. No, he does not. I was mostly just spitballing random ideas. Maybe we can see the gunshot doing someone in here. Maybe she hits her head or something. She's falling backwards maybe, or falling off the boat. No, there's only a handful that I'm missing. There is more dialogue happening during the other scenes below as well.
Let them go!
You look pretty steady to me. There's this drum here. Let's go through some of the further memories and listen to, here if we can, like, tell what happens to the boat via audio. So chronologically the next one would be this corpse again. Oh, maybe I should start earlier. Maybe in the background we can hear, oh, we're sailing off to, I don't know, New Zealand.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. We're in a bad way.
Where's the squid? Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
That. captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
Because that don't stand it for nothing.
Did you notice the guy or hear the guy dying while taking a poo earlier? Because that seems to be like your kind of guy. So yeah, things are definitely... The guy's initials are ES as well, and we have presumed the guy to be E-shot because he died taking a poo.
Last one. Move quick.
You'll not take the last boat.
He got fucked by the Kraken while taking a poo. He was shitting overboard, and the Kraken grabbed him while that was happening and just ended him. So he basically shot on the Kraken and got done in for it. A fair trade, I'd say. Can't really tell. I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to finish this for now. Alright, chronologically next from the one we did earlier would be this one. Let's listen to other shit happening.
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Can't really hear anything regarding the stuff that's going on upstairs. Take ship, sail east, trade rich fish and shells for gold. Who's there? So, he says that while this boat... Like, he tosses him overboard, doesn't he? But, like, that would imply the lifeboat, rowboat thingy is already gone, isn't it? And it's not visible from here. I don't know. And again, I can't hear shit about the boat. Let's go through the rest of these just for posterity, and then I'll show you the man watch shot. And that's the end of that. Stairs blocked still by the Los Capitan. You can't see anything through the windows. I checked both sides. Trying to crawl into here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty stumped when it comes to that boat. I'm probably overthinking it in a stupid way.
Oh no! You're cut!
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother that I tried my best
Aye.
to pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
Yeah, I don't know. If this tells me anything, I missed it or I'm too dumb. Let's show off the man watch shot. I am there's door. It is this guy. So yeah, he died doing what I loved. He got given a hug. It's another one of those fairly normal scenes. Is there anything in here that could be helpful? This is where we saw the guy with the sword hanging out, right? Yeah. He didn't have that hanging out before, so he did actually value decent bits of safety. Should I have been able to tell? This guy seems to be left-handed. Maybe that was a clue. Oh. I love the dramatic music to the guy that died shooting. I would really appreciate a hint as to what I'm missing in regards to the boat. Like, point me in the direction of the clue, ideally, rather than outright telling what happened, if you could. That'd be very nice. This must be one of the artifacts that has the same glowy effect. It was one of the shells, which means the shells didn't get very far. Captain committed suicide here. So boat is probably hanging out here for a while. And he did toss them overboard. He did say he tossed them to the bottom of the ocean. Such a would spoil the entire ass. So I am... Well, in other words then... Am I missing something major here, or should I move on at this point? Let's go over this again. So we have this guy, he disappears during the bargain act, which we can't tell yet. We have this guy who... oh yeah, it's the guy that disappears. We have this guy who didn't get confirmed yet because we need one more guaranteed correct bloke. This is the other guy that was guaranteed correct. What the fuck is with you then? How did you get your fucking leg cut off? Or broken? Yeah, something like that would be useful. What do you know about Henry Evans? Well, we know that he gave me this book. I trust that you now find yourself about the Obra Dinn. I expect this day to come, and my every intention was to tell the ship's strange tale within the pages of this book. You better be faking how to allow me to produce the only basic outline that follows. Your presence on the Obra Dinn is critical. I'll leave the discovery of its fate and the completion of this book in your hands. The next few pages will seem bewildering at first. All will make sense in time. Use the book to determine the identity of everyone aboard. Complete each chapter accurately, and return the book by Oh, I see. Morocco. Where the fuck is Morocco? Is that in Africa? North Africa, Thailand. So that's at least one guy we can tell. Alive. Uh-huh. And Besa, I say very fine. Yeah, that was pretty stupid of me. And then you two fell to your deaths. We know this. So there's 3 more fates that we can get before we're done here. Which means that's only the 3 surviving people. At least that's my best guess, because they're all in the same group. So we can maybe say, for the sake of argument, that they all hang out in Africa, maybe? If you finish leg guy, you're done. No, we're done with the people that got down by the Kraken. So the ones that aren't set in stone yet are these 3 people that were on the boat with Henry Evans. I'm gonna, for this, because that's my logic at least, I'm gonna try this first before doing anything else. I'm gonna stamp these all as having survived in, or being alive in Africa, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so they all hang out in Africa. I didn't try Africa with these people, that's fucked up from me. Oh, maybe I had the names of the ladies still mixed up. Goddamn. And you're also alive in Africa, logically. Okay, so we have pretty much everything. So you're unknown. I'm going to heavily guess that you disappeared during the missing chapter because your disappearance or death is not noted anywhere. Then we have Miss Jane Bird, who is alive in Africa. We can pretty safely assume this because the other 3 people on board the boat were also alive in Africa. Then we have Philip Dahl, the Captain Steward, who is unknown because last we see he was tossed into the lazarette, and he is also not on the list of people that died or disappeared, so that is number 2 of 3 from like looking at the 3rd mate. Then we have John Naples, who we don't know how he died, and those are the last 4 people whose fates we don't know. Yeah, that's... I just assumed those based on like the fact everyone was there. So again, 2 of these we definitely cannot tell. This one is irritating the fuck out of me, because I don't know what else to say other than he fell down the stairs. I don't know anything more closely than that. But I'm pretty confident that he's wrong, because otherwise he would have been confirmed as correct way before. So what makes me say that is that when we last see him, this is another one of those where something happens off screen and we can't tell, and it's really irritating me. Anyway, so when we last see him, where is this thingy? Other side of the hallway, or other side of the ship, I'm not. Yeah, it is a bit silly, but I guess it also makes sense from like a simple puzzle logic sort of standpoint. I don't know. So when we last see this guy, he is in this position falling forwards, and he either gets slapped by the tail here, kind of like the other guy, or by the hoof, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. I think it's a flipper, technically. So let's go with... well, it wouldn't be clubbed, necessarily, or crushed or something. I know this is not the last time we see him. We see him again in a second. I'm just saying, like, looking at what happens here, it looks like he's currently falling forwards down the stairs, like from this shot happening. And then when we next see him, he's bleeding out with his leg being, like, one of his legs being off, maybe both of them being crushed in some capacity. And his other leg is, like, on the other side of the hold down here. So, like, this is where he's hanging out. He's being doctored by the surgeon. They're trying to stem the bleeding. He kind of just expires from that. Or during that, at least. And his actual leg is all the way over here, for some fucking reason.
Keep pressure here.
What madness is this? 20 years my steward had never...
So there is this saber here, which has irritated me before. I don't know where this saber is from.
Beasts carrying a curse! Lord back your doom home!
We could also argue that maybe this guy attacked him. Maybe he went crazy and cut his leg off or something. Don't you dare. Killed sword by Philip Dahl, maybe? If that was his name, I don't remember his name. Where's the Sweden mate? Oh, never mind. So we're just supposed to assume that that's what happened? That's kind of weird. No, oh no. Is there a more specific clue about that? That I missed? Well, amputation is not quite the same, is it? Nothing left to do on the Obra then. Yeah, see, like, the thing is, there's a saber on the ground. Okay, sure, he's being brought away. Okay, that might be related. But why would they cut his leg off? Like, I don't see anything else on him wrong. Why would this guy just go like, haha, I'm going to fucking stab you in the leg or crush your foot because this is kind of backwards? You could also argue that's just perspective. Like, maybe it's just going flatwise. It's actually not backwards. But, like, that's kind of weird to me. And then this blood trail leads the way, and it's probably, at least that's our assumption, like, the monkey from the surgeon took his leg and fucked off with it, and that's why you find it in that corner. Because the doctor here has dialogue about how he can't find the leg. So, for some, like, I think that's a bit of a logical leap here. Unless, again, I'm missing something about that. Maybe we can, in another scene, see him just kind of losing it and pulling out a sword. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not surprised about, like, amputation in general, but, like, if this guy goes insane, as is implied, and attacks this guy with a sword, why would he go for the legs? Is he below? Is he cutting him through the stairs? Is he hiding back here? Do we see that in the previous memory? Let's go back and have a look at that just for fun. Rope guy was tying up the other right, it seems. I was here, right? Is that guy even present? No, he's not even present in the scene. I don't know. His injury seems very weird for the assumption that one guy got insane and did the thing. There's an achievement you can no longer get on this playthrough. Huh. I'll look at achievements and shit after I'm done with the game though, so I'm not super fussed about that. I will now assume that we've done everything here, since the game told me that I've done everything here, and we're now gonna fucking leave. It's true, yeah. If chicken leg is so popular, maybe mate's leg should be as well. So it was a favor gone wrong.
Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back. Finally! Sit down so you don't fall out.
You don't tell me what to do. Yeah, just take one leg from one guy, attach it to another guy, now you both are pirates. Congratulations. That's how that works. Also, I don't think these guys were pilots, I think they're regular sailors and seamen. That's a weird hood ornament. 1 week later. The Honorable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, prepared by the Company Office of Investigation. Ship damaged in squall, Atlantic, sunk in storm, Falmouth, payout claim 20,000, all cargo lost, payout claim 5,000, cargo lost, payout claimed for restitution 3,000. Captain Robert Willard, suicide gun, criminal findings, murder of crewmates 4, estate forfeited to the Crown. William Housecut, first mate, shotgun by R. Woodard, criminal findings, attempted mutiny, estate fined £25. Edward Nichols, second mate, shotgun by, I forgot his first name, Tan. Criminal findings, murder of crewmate 2, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, estate fined £100. Am I gonna read all these out? Let's not do that. Mountain Parrot, exceptional performance of duties, huh? Fate unknown. Yeah, I just didn't. To be fair, these are all dead, so like, I guess they've had their comeuppance in that way. So you just find the others. Abandonment of crew and vessel estate awarded outstanding wages £50. Do I click on this? No, okay. I was wondering. It kind of looks like a button to click on. It wouldn't make any semblance of sense, but just, you know. Yes, murder 6 weights, yeah. I guess it's kinda nice that after this investigation, the families get something for it. Like, hey, this guy was completely great. Here, have some money. Like, here's 10 quid. Alright, cool. Hey, your fucking husband or father or something, he was a complete turd. You owe us 50 bucks. Like, alright, sure. So nice. Good thing I'm not reading all of these out. Wait, what? Oh yeah, right, illness. Fate spiked. Fate knifed. I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Sure. Walk away, transfer your possession. The book will transfer its original owner, Henry Evans of Morocco, as requested. It's a fun little animation. One year later. Once upon a midnight dreary.
Can you believe it? A package at this hour? Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside. I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
Chief Inspector, I read to you the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving our package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Regards, Jane Bird. Fair enough. Understandable. There's the book. Wonder what that's about. What's this? That looks great. Sure. Yeah. We'll take that. Oh. It's someone's severed hand. I see. I thought it was like some sort of creature's claw from one of the nasties. This table belongs to you now. Please finish it. Henry Evans. Anything different? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, let's dive right in.
There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone? Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. Here you go. What are you up to? Nothing good.
He shot the monkey! How dare you? Nothing good indeed. The fuck happened in here? So you got spiked apparently. Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy that has had bad experiences with monkeys, DK. What could possibly have happened in that regard? Some sort of assassination attempt, maybe? Or even an assassination success. So it was a monkey's paw. That's pretty ironic. In the lazarette. Location of the corpse. 2 others were present. There you are. Friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. That's one way of phrasing that. This guy. This guy.
A third shell. The captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. In return, the ship. The Obra Dinn. See it home.
This guy. You already did at this point. I guess they came in through that. Interesting that there's a spike there. Weird. I'm really struggling to piece this together. Maybe it makes more sense once we have all the pieces together and can look at it in proper order. Looks like you got spiked by a beast, so let's go with that for now. What the fuck? Is that a crab? Are we experiencing crab life?
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
Maybe it was a mermaid instead. So they did not come in from below. It's the captain stabbing one of the mermaids, I reckon. They did say the captain went into the cargo hold, so you opened the box. They came. And then the captain arrived and stabbed them. Maybe? Hmm. This game has a habit of making me feel pretty dumb. That's fine though. Captured beast, fought against its jailer and was spared for the trouble. Oh, I see, it's not outside, it's actually like a submerged bit inside that they put him in? Huh. Maybe to keep, like, live fisk. Oh, another one. That happened even earlier.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
Wah! Nothing different about this that I can tell. Already has the spike bin on him. So the captain does know his shit, huh? He knows of the chest and the bullshit. I guess he was informed either by the Formosans or he just knows. Well versed in the art of magic bullshit. Nah, I think it's just swirlies. We'll probably get to check again in a second. Unruly creatures' defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. Yeah, it's either like a maelstrom of some variety, or like it is some form of liquid that is like rippling or something. I don't know, it's really hard to tell. I don't think we're meant to clearly identify what's in there. Transferring roads on their swing. I see. It is, yeah. Good point. So it is some sort of liquid in there. Well spotted.
What's this? Quicksilver.
Oh, there you go. Do you put your hand on that? So he pulled out a shell and got Quicksilver for his trouble. And this like spews out or lights up or something? Huh. I mean, I don't think this is a normal reaction for Quicksilver. This might not be regular Quicksilver. So it may as well be on fire as well or some shit once you pull out one of the shells. I wouldn't be terribly surprised. Philip Dahl met an unknown fate. Yeah, there's also no acid thing or whatever it is, so we just say he got burned again. Achievement unlocked. Obra done. Goddammit game. Well. You're welcome. We did puzzle on that one for quite a while, but I think I was being stupid. Anyway. I'm guessing this is the end. Yeah, or Lady got around, it seems. He just does everything. There's no problem. This fucking guy, absolute champion. But yeah, that's really cool. What a cool ass game. I really like the way this game tells its story. The chapters being backwards, and then you only piece them together that well once you have seen all of them, is quite interesting. Not only does it make it a little bit more complicated to understand, but it does give you some cool reveals, because it inherently sets up, oh shit, how did we get to this guy being dead? Oh, and then this next thing happens, and you're like, oh shit, how did it get to this point? And then this next thing happens, and so on and so forth, you know? It's like, normally in a story, something happens, you're like, oh, how does this play out? I can't wait to see it. And this time it's the other way around, because so much of it is being told, like, backwards. Which is quite nice. Oh, I see, well, fair enough. Nice. That's alright. Yeah, it's all his fault. He clearly knew what was going on. But yeah, some of the puzzles seem like slight leaps of logic. Also, they do kind of have that built-in protection against cheesing, I'd say, by having only, like, the game only validates triplets, so if you have 3 things correctly, it validates it, otherwise it doesn't. So it kind of tries to hinder you from just slamming random names in there. It's true, yeah. Huh. I probably wouldn't have thought of that. Although, I mean, giving these guys away with their titles would be kind of pointless anyway, right? Because if you're at that point and you're like, okay, I've seen the credits, now I remember all these names, that's, I don't know, it seems... Like, for people that would do a second playthrough or whatever, they'd probably look it up anyway or something, I don't know. But yeah, some of the puzzles seem like slightly based more on assumptions and leaps in logic, which is not terrible, because again, you have to like make 3 correct assumptions to make it work. You can brute force just about any puzzle anyway in like most games, so that's not unusual and not really a criticism of the game. But I think they found a good middle ground between like both preventing that while also still occasionally validating your bullshit so that you're not just working off of assumptions. Which feels pretty good. Some of the details were pretty clever and pretty well hidden as well. Like, I like the scene where you have to tattoo guy and like you can tell the hammocks with the numbers and everything. That's kind of nice. Seeing the curved sword hang next to this one bloke to figure out who that is. That's also quite nice. So yeah, very good game. I thought it's very artistic. Like, this style, it definitely ended up growing on me. Initially I was like, you know, I can take it or I can leave it. It's not the worst thing. It's unfortunate that some people really cannot handle the style, so that's kind of a downside. But I ended up thinking it looks pretty good. Sometimes it was a little bit harder to see, especially if I'm trying to spot details, which the game kind of elegantly never really forces you to spot details that much. Like, it knows what it can show and what it can't show, so most of the fine detail isn't really that important anyway. So it's a pretty good balance there. Yeah, I think it was overall a really good game. Really enjoyed it. So, I'll stop my rambling here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun as well, and thanks for joining me. There's a lot of people here for this playthrough, so it was always fun. And I will see you... I'm gonna say next time with something. There you go. It's a very descriptive, very definite fucking statement to make, so yeah, bye!